All right, Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the Torah, Shazi, Ashala, giving the course, all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, by Shema Mashah, Mamalak Yahweh Shah. That's all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh. In the name of the began Sing Yahweh Shah, there's your brother Yasharala.
Come, brother Yishmayah.
Khan coming back to it yet another video through the Spirit by Yahweh, by Shema Mashah, Mamalak Yahweh Shah. All right, Lord willing, all Israel's having a beautiful, beautiful, blessed Shabbat with the Spirit by Yahweh, by Shema Yahweh Shah. All right, another day of labor and another day of rest. All right, another day of praising Yahweh Bashma Shak like Yahweh Shah. All right, all praise to the Most High. And of course, the brother to the right of me is brother, mighty brother, and apostle, disciple Yahweh Shah, servant of the Lord, Yishmayah. All right, mighty brother. And he's gonna be doing a video with us tonight, all right, through the spirit. All right, since Abaya has been is unavailable tonight. Hey, but it's all through the spirit, man. Right. So we'll be going into without further ado, we'll be going into the First Peter, the fourth chapter. We've been breaking down First Peter for the past few videos, so we on the fourth chapter now. All right, First Peter chapter 4. I titled this the what I titled it, the fiery trial, because that's what Peter really touches on, right? Our life in this truth. All right. That's mainly the message that's given to us by the Apostle Peter in First Peter chapter 4. So without further ado, let's kick it off.
Come, this is the book of First Peter, chapter 4, and verse number 1. And it reads, For as much then as Hamashiach have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that has suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin.
So this scripture is really heavy because it says, For as much then as Mahashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. We have to have that same mind that Mahashiach had when he was walking the earth, right? That's what Peter is teaching us, that we should have the same mind, right? I got a precept real quick, right? Because he suffered for us in the flesh. We got to suffer for each other. We got to suffer for the Lord in the flesh, right? I got two quick ones. This is the book of Philippians chapter 2. All right, Philippians chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, Let this mind be in you, which was also in Mahashiach Yahushua, who being in the form of God thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. So basically, Christ, he relegated himself to the level and status of a fleshly man. He took upon him the form of a servant, even though he's the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He suffered for us in the flesh. He didn't have to do that, right? But Mahashiach Yahushua subjected himself to do so. And what Paul is even saying, he's saying, Let this mind be in you, which was also in Mahashiach Yahushua. He had that same mind to humble himself and to make himself obedient unto death, give himself up to the cross. Mahashiach had that same mind. He had that mind to die for his nation. You know what I'm saying? He had that mind to, okay, guess what? I got to suffer for the Most High God because that's what he ordains. So we have to have that same type of mind. And I'm going to get this also in the book of Philippians chapter 1, verse 29. It says, For unto you it is given in the behalf of Mahashiach, not only to believe on him. So we're not only commanded to believe on Mahashiach Yahushua, but also to suffer for his sake. You see that? So that's what this truth is about, man. It's suffering, right? And it's not just suffering, but suffering is a big part of the truth, man. Right? Suffering. Because through that suffering, that's when we're going to be made strong. That's 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter and 10th verse. Right? But Khan, you got it, King.
Come, beautiful point, King. And to let me back off of that point, the first point that you made, this is Hebrews chapter 2 and verse number 17. It says, Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. Verse 18 is the point. For in that he himself have suffered being tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted. Now, when you go into that word succor, I want to get the definition of this really, really quick. Bear with me. That word succor, you said what?
Oh, it's like I said, I can pull it up if you want.
Yeah, you could definitely pull it up, King.
I got you.
You can definitely pull it up. I was gonna read this biblical definition. We're gonna cross compare. All right, let's see if what Google says matches what it said in the Greek. Right, but the definition of that word succor is an assistance and support in times of hardship and distress. So Hamashiach Yahushua, he's supposed to be that assistant, that assistance, that support in the times of hardship, in the times of tribulation, in the times of affliction, right? All because of the fact that we understand and know, reading through the Gospels, reading through the prophets, that Hamashiach Yahushua was sent forth in a fleshly body and overcame all temptation and overcame all sin. And we understand chiefly that he overcame death. So the Lord, Hamashiach Yahushua, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, he's supposed to be that reason that allows us to triumph over sin. He's supposed to be that reason and that assistance in the moment of our temptations, in the moment of our weakness, because we understand that there was a man that walked this earth that was able to conquer his temptations, that was able to conquer the flesh, and that was able to fulfill the will of the Most High God. Now I want to get another precept as well, because in First Peter chapter 4, it said, I'm gonna read it one more time. First Peter chapter 4 and verse number 1, it says, for as much then as Hamashiach have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. And that's exactly what the brother Yasharala was just talking about, having the same mind as Christ. A lot of things you'll come to find out start within your heart, start within your mind, right? Because according to the Bible, your heart is your mind. So what we have to do is we have to, and I heard this today from an elder. The elder was making a video, and the elder said, guess what? You have to lose your mind. You feel me? Now you have some individuals that say, well, you know, what do you mean by that? You feel me? That kind of sounds idiotic. You sound like a lunatic. What do you mean I have to lose my mind when I come into this truth? Right? The Lord said through his servant Paul, let me get this in Romans chapter 8. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse number 6. For to be carnally minded is death. So a lot of us are carnally minded, right? We was carnally minded in the world, and some of us may still be carnally minded here in the truth. But coming into Hamashiach Yahushua, we have to lose the carnal mind. We have to lose the fleshly mind. And as it reads, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. So instead of having a carnal mind, a temporal mind, right, a fleshly mind, we have to have a spiritual mind, a mind that is subject unto those things which are found within the third heavens, a mind that sets its affections upon those things which are above, right? That's the type of mind that we have to have. So, and that's the type of mind that Hamashiach Yahushua had. So when it says that we have to be after the same mind, there's also a verse within the book of Isaiah, the 55th chapter, when the Lord said that my thoughts are not your thoughts. And there's a reason that the Lord said that my thoughts are not your thoughts, right? Because we are such on a lowly level and such on an earthly level, on a fleshly and carnal level, we cannot comprehend righteousness and judgment the same way that the Most High God does, right? Or his only begotten Son. So this is all a part of the battle of being one with Christ and walking in the same footsteps as Hamashiach Yahushua. But Khan, you got it, King.
Con, that's right. That's right, man. And that's a great point. And even to lay me back on that point, you know, in First Peter chapter 4, it says the Lord commands us to arm ourselves likewise with the same mind. So when we study the mindset that Yahweh had when he was walking the earth, guess what? He got ready in his mind when he was thinking about things. He thought about the affliction all the time. He was literally talking to his disciples. When you read the Gospels, you understand that from time to time again, the Lord always taught his disciples that, guess what? I'm going to be, killed. I'm gonna have to die for the nation. Yahweh always reiterated this fact to the disciples. When you read the Gospels, he always says that. Here's an account of that. This is the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse number 31. So we understand that. So Salak, let me read this point. Salak, let me read this precept and I'm, give out the point. But it says, for he taught his disciples and said unto them, the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of men, and they shall kill him. And after that he is killed, he shall rise the third day. But they understood not that saying and were afraid to ask him. You see that? So Yahweh always taught his disciples that, look, I'm going to be delivered into the hands of men. I'm going to be killed. I'm going to be scourged. I'm going to be delivered up by the chief priests and the elders. I'm going to be suffering, right? So Yahweh before he went through that great pain and tribulation, he was praying to the Lord in Matthew chapter 26. You know what I'm saying? He was getting ready in his mind and in his body, right? So likewise, when we understand There's so many precepts about when we come to serve the Lord, we got to prepare ourselves for temptation. That's Sirach chapter 2, verse 1. You know what I'm saying? So that's arming ourselves with the same mind as Mahashiach Yahushua. We knowing that in this truth we have to go through pain and tribulation. So when it comes, we're not surprised. We're not damn pulling out our hair talking about like, why I'll be going through this. Hey, you signed up for it. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better term, you signed up for it. You knew you had to know it was coming because guess what? Yahweh Shah, he knew that his tribulation was going to come. So we had
True.
to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But Khan, you got it, King.
Con. Now that's it on that, King. Beautiful point.
For sure, for sure. All praises. But yeah, Khan, we can go back to that.
Con. This is First Peter chapter 4. I'm gonna read verse 1 again. It says, "For as much then as Hamashiach has suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind." And real quick to touch on that, he said to arm yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's going into exactly what the brother Yasharala was just saying. The same way
Uh-huh.
you arm yourself with a pistol, you arm yourself with a shield, you have to arm yourself with your mind. It says, "For he hath suffered in the flesh, so like for he that have suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin." Reading on verse 2, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of God.
That's right. That's right. That he should no longer live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of God, man. And we don't want to live to the lust of men, bro. What's the lust of men? Let's go to First John chapter 2, verse 15, man. This is what the lust of men is, right? This is for First John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, not the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world. So what's in the world? Right? It says the lust of the flesh. So that's the lust of men, the lust of the flesh, right? Fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection. You know, Paul always reiterates that too. You know, in Second Corinthians, Galatians, he always talks about that. You know what I'm saying? That the lust of men, right? What men like to do, what men lust after. You know what I'm saying? Mahashiach wasn't living after that. He was living after the will of the Most High, right? I'm gonna get a precept on that real quick, man. Right? God. And even and we know that the lust of men is not even, it's not just going into fornication. That's it, right? The lust of men is even the will of the Pharisees, man. The will of the Pharisees and the scribes and the chief priests that hated Yahweh and rejected him, right? He didn't live to their will and to their and give in to their lust. What their lust was to kill him, man. Their lust was to kill him. Their lust was envy, because we even know that that scripture too, that they delivered up Yahweh because they're envy. You know what I'm saying? They envied Yahweh because everybody loved him and nobody was really dealing with the scribes and the Pharisees and listening to what they had to say. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of envy is lust, man, because you craving after somebody's fame, somebody's vain glory. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that lust goes a long way. But I'm gonna get this precept real quick, right? I'm gonna get this precept in the book of John, right? This book of John, chapter 12, right? Praises. John chapter 12 and verse number 49. For I have not spoken to myself, but the Father which sent me, he gave me a commandment what I should say and what I should speak. And I know that his commandment is life everlasting. Whatsoever I speak, therefore, even as the Father said unto me, so I speak. And that's plain. So Yahweh Shah, he literally came to do the will of the Father, to speak his words and to do what he said, right? Not what men say. Hey, because a lot of men told Yahweh Shah, pack up your things, get out of here. A lot of men said to Yahweh Shah, stop teaching. A lot of men said to Yahweh Shah, right, we're going to kill you. You better get out of here, right? That's what they said to Yahweh Shah. But did he live up to that? Nah, he was still shaking a hand. He was still teaching, still going over here, going over there, and he was still doing the Father's work, man. Right? But Khan, you got it, King.
Con, that's a beautiful point, man. And ultimately, like the brother was going into, the lust of men is pretty much anything outside of the will of the Father. You know, whether that be things that you want to do, like Jonah. You feel me? Jonah, he wanted to fulfill the lust of men. You feel me? The Most High, he ordained Jonah to go forth and do a very specific task, yet Jonah, he chose a different route. And we see
Right.
the consequences and the repercussions for Jonah's actions. You feel me? So all throughout the scriptures, you have instances where men choose the lust of their flesh, and it always doesn't have to be inordinate affections or sexual pleasure or things of that nature. That can simply be anything that you want to do within this carnal body that is outside of the will that the Most High has ordained and set up for you. Now, I want to get this precept in Colossians chapter 3, and I'll start at verse number 1. It reads, if ye then be risen with Hamashiach, seek those things which are above, where Hamashiach sitteth on the right hand of God. Set your affection on things above, not on things, but so like it set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. For ye are dead, and your life is hid with Hamashiach in Yahweh. Verse 4, when Hamashiach, who is our life, it says, who is our life. So Christ is your life now. Once you put off the flesh, once you put off the sinful nature, once you repent, right, and start to offend less and less, and come into Hamashiach, becoming a new creature, as it says in 2 Corinthians, the 5th chapter, you are literally putting off the like I said, the sinful nature, and you're making the conscious decision or unconscious decision to not live the rest of your time in the flesh, as it says in 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse number 2, right? And once you do that, your life now belongs unto Hamashiach. It says, I'll read it again, Colossians 3 and 4, when Hamashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. And as you continue to read down, just as the brother was saying, you read about the different things that pertain unto the lust of the flesh. So, that's ultimately what it's going into, the fact that you being in Hamashiach, you being part of the body of Hamashiach Yahushai, and allowing the Lord to be your head, you're putting off the flesh. You're no longer living your time in the flesh, but now you're living in the will of God, which we all know to be the keeping of the commandments, the keeping of the faith, the exhorting of the brotherhood, the carrying of burdens of your brothers, etc., etc. All right, and these are the type of things that we got to do. But Khan, that's it on that, King.
Khan, that's right. That's right. Plain, man. Beautiful points. That's right. Khan. But yeah, we can go back to that.
Khan, this is 1 Peter chapter 4, and I'll read verse number 3. It says, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries. Verse 4, wherein they think it's Khan, you got it.
You breaking up a lot. I don't know if it's my side, but you was breaking up a lot.
Khan, it may be my wife. Can you hear me now?
You kind of sound like a robot. Madness. Damn, I don't know what's going on, man. All right, let me try to plug this up real quick. I don't know. Try to plug this up. All right. Right, but God, I'm gonna read that precept, man. Let me see if YouTube's good though on that side. Whoever watching, can you put a con in the chat? YouTube's good though on that side. Okay, con, it's good. It's good. All right, all praises. Right. So this is the book of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 3. It says, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walk in lasciviousness. So what's the will of the Gentiles? The will of the Gentiles is what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Their will, right? What they want in life, what they want to do, literally. You know what I'm saying? What pleases their flesh. So it says to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walk in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries. So all of those things are literally the will of the Gentiles, right? Lasciviousness, of course, is what? Lust. Hey, that famous lust, the lust of the flesh, man, right? Lust, period. A, excess of wine. That's being drunk, man. You know what I'm saying? Certain people can relate to that one, can relate to, you know, how they were in the world. You know what I'm saying? Literally walking in all these things: lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, being drunk, getting high, smoking weed, smoking whatever, right? Abusing drugs, all this stuff. We can relate to that, man. You know what I'm saying? More than others, but I'm saying, hey, guess what? In the world, we used to do that. Because hey, Peter even said that. He said, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have brought the will of the Gentiles. When we walk in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine. You see that? So Peter was even a subject of that at some point in time. He wasn't hey, Peter wasn't perfect, man. You know what I'm saying? When he came to the truth, guess what? He changed his ways, man. And that's why, a lot of our people, guess what? They know that they know they wrong, man. You sleeping with every woman, you're not making them your wife. That's off. And for the women, you laying down with every man, right? That's off as hell too. And they know deep down that it's wrong, but they don't want to stop because that demon that's on them is oppressing them. And they just care about pleasing themselves in the here and now, but they don't think about what's to come after. Because when people like all of this stuff, and I'm past it, but all these things like lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, right? Revilings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries. All this stuff, what does it profit in the end, man? Right? Let me get this precept, man. What does it profit? Literally, getting into fights, cussing your brothers out, just walking inordinately. What does it profit? What does it give you in the end? It doesn't give you anything. Right, I'm gonna get this precept real quick. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2, and verse number 26. Then Abner called to Joab and said, shall the sword devour forever? Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the latter end? You see that? So, hey, I'm gonna apply this to even the people in the world. All your lust and you women that's laying down with 30 men, right? What is that? What does that give you in the end, man? Literally. Yeah, it might have been fun in that here and now. Well, but what about later? Right? Now you got AIDS. You know what I'm saying? You 30 years old, no man, no children, but you laid down with 30 men, right? What is the profit? It's no profit. It's just bitterness in the latter end. Yeah, you got drunk. It was cool, you was feeling good, you got drunk, but then in the latter end, now you in a jail cell somewhere, bro. Now you in a jail cell because you effed up, right? So stuff like that, it really the Lord says to abstain from fleshly lust for a reason, to not get us jammed up, man. But Con, you got it, King.
Khan, that's a beautiful point. Can you hear me?
Con, I can hear you. Yep. All
Khan,
praise.
all praises to the Most High. Right, and ultimately, that's why the Lord said, right, through His servant, for the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, because that's the will of the Gentiles. That's the type of time that they on. That's what they do. That's what they call fun. These things that are listed below in the same verse of First Peter chapter 4 and 3. These are the things that those of a lawless nation should be doing. We're not a lawless nation. The Lord, He chose us. The Lord, He gave us the law. The Lord, He nurtured us, fed us, gave us discipline, guidance, etc. The Lord, He gave us all of these things. So we shouldn't be conducting ourselves as a lawless nation when we have the most spiritual laws, statutes, and commandments known to man. Now I'm gonna read this precept. This is Psalms chapter 96. This is Psalms chapter 106 and verse number 35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works. And that's exactly what we do. Being that we're mingled among the heathen, we don't know our identity. We don't know our homeland. We don't know where we come from, right? We don't know our nationality. We don't know our laws, our customs, our heritage, etc. The fact that we don't know these things, we take on the nature and we take on the identity and the works and the customs of the Gentiles. And these are the things that coming into the truth we have to cast away. That's why He said, for the time past of our life, right? It may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles. Meaning, when you were in ignorance, it was cool to do those things. You had no problem, keeping Christmas. You thought that was a regular thing to do. You had no problem, going to church on Sunday. You thought that was it. You thought you was righteous in the sight of God. You thought you were all of these things. You thought it was okay to, sleep around and you see, hey, this is the culture of America. Babylon the Great, as they say. This is what they do here in the damn. They call it the land of the brave. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah, and it's a brave thing to continue in sin. You
That's
feel me?
right.
That's a very brave thing to do.
Right.
You feel me? So that's what a lot of the people of this landmass and of these other nations, that's what they do. This is what they partake in. And unfortunately, us, due to our sin being mingled amongst these different nations, we learn their works. That's why we have to come up out of these things, because these things were never meant to be able to uphold righteousness in its purest standard, right? But you got it, King.
Con, and that's right. And I got a precept for exactly what the brother's saying, man. Because that's the spirit. I was right there. This is Psalm chapter 106 and verse number 30. I'm sorry, verse 35. It says, but we're mingled among the heathen and learn their works. So literally, man, you want to be mingling among the heathen, you're gonna learn their works, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start, like how the brother said, you're gonna start celebrating Christmas. Where's Christmas in the Bible, bro? Where's Christmas in Leviticus chapter 23? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You know what I'm saying? When did Yahweh Shah keep Christmas? We know that he kept the Feast of Dedication and it was winter, but we don't see the Feast of Dedication and Christmas, right? That's madness, right? So you want to mingle yourself, because that's the problem with our people too. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they were bringing the will of the Gentiles, and the reason why they thought it was cool to bring the will of the Gentiles or rock the will of the Gentiles is because guess what? They were mingled amongst them. You know what I'm saying? They were mingled among the heathen. So everybody around them is doing it. Why can't I do it? You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset that Israel has. You know, Israel is everywhere. And they just learn their works, learn the works of the other nations. You know what I'm saying? Instead of learning the works of their own nation and their own God. It says, and they served, right, their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, man. Right? And so they want to learn the works of the other nations. And that's madness, man. Right? And so, because guess what? Just like the brother said, the Gentiles, they get down with laying down with everybody, man. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? And Khan, shalom, Judah man. Shabbat shalom, Khan. All praises. Right? That's what the Gentiles do. That's how they get down, bro. You know, the Gentiles, they get drunk and what's that called? Damn. It's called like, it's basically a certain philosophy of the Greeks. Basically, they say that they argue that the point of life is to just live your life in pleasure. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's the point of life. Just live in pleasure. Just don't give a damn. I forgot what the term was, but that's a certain philosophy of the Greeks. So they would take that and they would just use it and they would just do whatever they want because that's the point of life. It's just to live in pleasure. What precept is that? So you got Israel saying, "Oh, really? So you mean to tell me I can't eat that pork, huh? You mean to tell me I can't lay down with that woman, man? Right? What's wrong with that?" And so Israel started getting the wandering, just like and that's why Peter said in the first verse, "Arm yourselves with the same mind, man." Because what Yahweh shall be thinking that Yahweh shall wouldn't be thinking that, man. Maybe I can lay down with that woman. Maybe I can let go and damn mess with the Canaanites. I mean, is it really that bad? I mean, the Lord said that 1,000 years ago. Does he really feel like that now? You don't get mine, start getting to wandering, bro. It start going a million places. Like it says in Sirach chapter 37, verse 14. For a man's mind sometimes wants to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit up in the high tower. You know, and Khan, Shalom, Dixon. Shalom, all praise to the Most High. But Khan, you got it, King.
Khan, yeah, that's absolute madness, man. This is Greek philosophies, man.
Yeah.
That's Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 22. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them. So all the things that you read about, can you hear me, King?
Yeah, Khan, I can hear you.
Okay, Khan. It says, for moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God, But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. And all these great plagues that you see upon the face of the earth, the demons that you see upon the face of the earth, these things are really evil for real. But this world, instead of acknowledging that these are plagues, they call these things peace. Instead of acknowledging that people have demons upon them, right, to call themselves the opposite sex, right, when they're really the other, you feel me? That's a demon on you. Instead of understanding that that's a demon, guess what they call it? Pride month. Guess what they call it? Hey, equal opportunity rights, right? That's what they call it, right? You can
Right.
bring this out, King.
Oh no, you can finish your point. I can bring it out after.
Okay, Khan. Right. So this is exactly, this, and as it says in Wisdom of Solomon 14:22, this is the great war of ignorance. This is
Right.
the state of the world that you live in right now. A great war of ignorance. When you do not have a lot of people that understand, know, or practice the laws of God righteously. Right. I'm gonna continue reading. Verse number 23. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. It says they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, uh uh perjury. It says verse 26, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good terms, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. These are the works of the Gentiles that Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have taken hold of and refused to let go. So coming into this knowledge, coming into the understanding of the Bible, and knowing that you're a Hebrew Israelite, these things that are listed that the Gentiles take pleasure in, these are the type of things that you got to cast away. Because ultimately, these are the traits and these are the actions of those that are upon what is called the wide and broad path, or the broad and the wide path, however you want to put it. Either way, it leads to destruction. Right? We have to choose righteousness, which is the straight and narrow path, which is going to lead unto a broad field, or the kingdom of heaven, where you'll have any and everything in righteousness that you can ever think of. Right? And that's the
Mm-hmm.
goal. But Khan, you got it, King.
That's definitely right, man. Beautiful points, man. Because that's a beautiful precept because it literally details, right, what the works of the Gentiles are. We're not making this up, right? It's literally in the Bible. All right. And I'm gonna get this too on that too. It's the book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 16. Now, while Peter waited for them at Athens, his spirit was stirred in him when he saw the city wholly given to idolatry. And that's how you might feel in this wicked world, man. You might go to these major cities like Atlanta, San Francisco, LA, New York City. You just go to these major cities. It don't even have to be a major city, but I say major cities because that's where a lot of people are, right? And if there's a lot of people in that city, that means more spirits, more demons, right? So when you go to these major cities, because Athens was like damn near like New York, man. You know what I'm saying? Or damn near like one of these major cities of modern day age. When Paul went there, he was like, damn, bro, everybody's given to idolatry. And idolatry doesn't also, just negate or just is not just subject to you just bowing down to an idol. Yes, they were doing that, but idolatry, guess what? It's covetousness as well. That's Colossians chapter 3 and verse 5. And covetousness, which is idolatry. So you lessen after something, you are putting that over the most high. Hey, that's an idol right there. Then. You know what I'm saying? Right? Hey, pornography, hey, that's an idol right there. You know what I'm saying? You putting a woman over the most high, that's idolatry. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So Paul, hey, guess what? He saw that the whole city was given to idolatry. I'm gonna skip down to verse 18. Then certain philosophers of the Epicureans. So the Epicureans, that's a real thing. We're not just making this up, right? It's a real thing. Epicureanism, right? It says, an ancient school of philosophy founded in Athens by Epicurus. The school rejected determinism and advocated hedonism. All right. So what's hedonism? Right. Hedonism in its original form means what? The pursuit of pleasure, sensual self-indulgence. When did the Lord say to indulge yourself in your self-pleasures, bro? What precept is that? The Most High always commands our nation to be disciplined nation, a nation with commandments and rules and regulations. That we just don't do anything that we want, huh? The Most High gave us these certain laws for us to be disciplined and not act like beasts. Because animals, they do what the hell they want, right? They don't really have morals like us. Like, they might have certain morals like this, little morals that the Most High ingrained in them that they wouldn't do certain things. But guess what? The Most High, He gave us the morals. At the end of the day, He gave us the laws. He gave us the commandments. Uh, philosophy, it says the ethical theory that pleasure in the sense of the satisfaction of desires is the highest good and proper aim of human life. So that's how you should aim. That's how you should live your life. Is a philosophy. You know what I'm saying? By pleasure, indulging yourself in pleasure. Hedonism refers to a family of theories, all of the which have in common that pleasure plays a central role in them. You see that? So, this is the world that we live in right now, right? And namely Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? Namely Babylon the Great. Eat whatever you want, do whatever you want, go to parties, just live your life, bro. Don't care about rules. Who cares about rules? And a lot of people say, you following the commandments, that's restricting your life. You should just live your life, bro. Hey, that's crazy. Because if you just live your life however you feel like it, hey, the Lord said, I'm gonna get this quick precept. You know what I'm saying, get this quick precept, bro. If you're gonna live your life according to how the way you like it and how you think is well in your mind, right? This is Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. You see that? So King Solomon, in all his wisdom, he said, guess what? I know that it's going to be well with them that fear God at the end of the day, which fear before the Most High. As for the wicked, and we don't know their lot, man. Well, we know their lot, but we don't know, you know what I'm saying? For of a surety, what's going to happen to you? The Lord can jack you up this way. He can jack you up another way. He can kill you. He can turn you into a vegetable. He can do anything. He's the king of terrors, man. So, but we know that the law of the righteous is going to be well with them at the end, right? But Khan, you got something else on that, King?
Con. Yeah, I wanted to bring this out real quick. Can you
Khan.
hear me perfectly?
Yeah, Khan, it's all good.
Con. Yeah, just let me know if it you feel me, if it spaz out. But this
All
is
right.
First Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse number 4. Well, I'll start at verse number 3. It says, "For this is the will of God." We're talking about the will of God in First Peter the 4th chapter. You can see how these things, they always go hand in hand. It says, "For this is the will of God, even your sanctification, that ye should abstain from fornication, that every one of you should know how to possess his vessel in sanctification and honor." Just like the brother Yasharala was just saying, where we're supposed to be a very disciplined nation, given unto the most just laws, as it said in the editions of Esther, I believe the 16th chapter, right? Reading
Right.
on verse number 5, not in the lust of concupiscence, even as the Gentiles which know not God. So the Gentiles, they don't know God. They don't know the law, statutes, and commandments. They don't know anything about holiness. You feel me? The same way, brothers nowadays, you like to do a lot of a big rep about knowing what it feels like to be in the hood. You got Jake nowadays, they brag about the wrong things. Well,
Yeah.
you don't know how it feels, what it feels like to be here or to do this or to do that, right? You don't know what it feels like to see X, Y, and Z. Well, brother, hey, maybe we should start banging on that type of time in righteousness. You feel me? Hey, you don't know what it feels like to pray X amount of times. You don't know what it feels like to worship the Most High God. You don't know what it feels like to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and to find a favor therein. You don't know what it feels like to be blessed by the Most High with mercy every single day, right? Even though you've been going through it, right? Maybe we should start, boasting and smiting our chest upon those things and not on things that are, evidently and plainly against the Most High and against His will and against His nature, right? But that's it on that, King.
Con, that's right, King. That's right. Beautiful points, man. I'm gonna get this quick precept on that. This is First Corinthians chapter 6 and verse number 18. It says, "Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. What know ye not that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye not of your own? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's." And that's a heavy precept, man. You know what I'm saying? I meditate upon that too. Because, and that's deep because remember, we're bought with a price, bro. What's that price? The blood of Yahushua. That's First Peter chapter 1, verse 19. We were literally brought back to the Father and bought with the precious blood of the Lamb without spot and without blemish. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, our body doesn't belong to us. You know what I'm saying? It's not our body. Hey, this is the Lord's body, man. Because he bought it. The Lord is our lucky. No, it's lucky. Other way around. We are the Lord's possession, man. He bought us. So what are we doing freaking off and doing whatever we want with this body, man? You know what I'm saying? We got to take care of it. Because the Lord, guess what? We are the Lord's possession. He bought us with the precious blood of the Lamb, man. So that shows you that we can't be doing anything which way we want to do with our body, man. You know what I'm saying? We want to take care of it. We want to take care of our spirit. We want to take care of our body. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to put tap. That's why you don't want to put taps all over your body, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of our people wanting to do that. I literally had to be vexed at work. People talking about what tattoo should I get? What tattoo should I get? I don't know. I might get this and the third. Why are you tatting up? That's not your body, brother. That's the Lord's body. If you got ears to hear, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta watch. You know what I'm saying? What we're doing to our body, and if we fornicate, and guess what? The Lord, He's not gonna appreciate that because you defiling His body, man. That He bought, right? That's like you know what I'm saying? Somebody let you borrow his damn. I was trying to think of an expensive car, man. Let's say somebody let you borrow a Hellcat, his Hellcat, man, brand new Hellcat, and here you go, you dirtying it up, you running into the bumps and stuff, you running into the street lights. Now the left light headlight is broken. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this, you breaking up the car, bro. You literally breaking up the car. You think the owner is going to appreciate that? So the same way with our bodies, right? Got to keep it sanctified and holy. That's what the Lord requires of us and asks of us, right? But Khan, you got it, Ken.
Come. Picking back up, First Peter chapter 4 and verse number 3. It says, "For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries." Verse 4, "Wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you."
Yeah, Khan, that's right. And I mean, we all experienced that, man. You know what I'm saying? They think it's strange that we are not in the world. You know what I'm saying? They think it's strange that, damn, hey, where's he at? He not at the party. He not, he not over here anymore, right? I thought you know what I'm saying? He used to hang with us. Why, where's he at? Right? Hey, a lot of brothers had different accounts, bro. They literally think it's strange that we're not going to clubs on a Friday night. They think it's strange that we don't drink with them or smoke with them. They think it's strange that we don't do these certain things with them, man. You know what I'm saying? Certain brothers used to do it back in the world, and they think it's strange that we as young people, right? We don't do that, right? They call us old. Hey, they call us old, bro. They said I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Because I read a book. I stay in the house. I'm not outside doing whatever you doing, bro. Hey, call me old call me old then, man. The Lord gave me a an elder spirit, man. Lord willing, man. You know what I'm saying? I would rather be called old than to do what the hell you're doing and be called young. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. I don't care about that. They think it's strange, but guess what? All the apostles, followers of Yahweh Shah, they experience that same thing. You know, but kind you got it, King.
Yeah, that's a beautiful point, King. This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, and verse number 22. It reads, "Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake." And that's plain. Like the brother said, we've all experienced that. I had a couple of my homeboys in the world. They told me, um, had a homeboy tell me, man, hey, you're too young, man. Why are you? We on the phone. I ain't talked to this dude in X amount of years. Called me out the blue.
Yeah.
You doing X, Y, and Z? Come on, dog. You know I don't move like that. Come on, man. You too young. It's Saturday, bro. What you doing? I'm going to teach the Bible. You want to come here? I get up with you, man. And then the phone gets declined. You feel me? So like that's the type of time, that's the mindset of individuals, of the world. They're all about the two philosophies that this brother Yasharala just went into. They're doing everything for pleasure. They're thinking in the moment, right?
Yep.
Salaki. You're not thinking about the kingdom of God. They're not thinking about their children's children knowing who they are. They don't even give a damn about who they are. You feel me? So the Lord said, and through a servant in First Peter chapter 4, that you're gonna have men that think it's strange when you run not with them. You're gonna have men that literally are gonna look at you funny because you don't want to degrade your sisters anymore. You're gonna have men look at you sisters funny because you want to dress modestly and you don't want to give yourself up anymore, right? And treat yourself as if you're a toy and not treasure. You're gonna have people. You're gonna have. I've heard that with women. You got women's mothers telling daughters to go out and be a hoe. Just go be a hoe. Go have fun. Do your thing. Take his money. Ride in his car. Go to his spot. Enjoy.
And
Penny pinch him. Milk him dry from his riches. You have women that exhort their daughters wickedly. This is the type of world that we live in, man. So when the Lord is talking about this in the book of Luke, whether it be Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, right, First Peter, Second Peter, any of the epistles of Paul, any of these things, it gets deep. And unfortunately, a lot of people, once they're I believe the term is ostracized. Once they're ostracized, or once they become an outcast, or once people look at them, as if they're weird and things of that nature, a lot of people can't handle that. A lot of people, they can't really handle sticking out like a sore thumb. A lot of people, they have to conform to the crowd. They have to conform to the majority because a lot of people on this earth are followers and not leaders. I'm gonna get this precept in the law, the classic. This is Exodus chapter 23. This is Exodus 23 and verse number 2. It says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment." But the point of the matter is, the Lord said, you're not to follow a multitude to do evil. And the multitude or the majority of this world is doing evil. So if you follow in that same footstep, if you're following in those same actions and those same customs and that same language and that same vibe, guess what? You're following a multitude to do evil. Therefore, you will be breaking the commandment of Exodus, the 23rd chapter, in the second verse. So that's why the Most High, he's trying to let you know to don't think it a strange thing, right? When men look at you strangely, when men start, sizing you up different. What the hell you got on your shirt? Why? I had, go try to get a lineup. And you got everybody there trying to take your damn sideburns off, trying to take your beard off.
Right.
Talking about you look dirty. You look like you don't take care of yourself. Because brothers is trying to grow their beard up, you know, or they got their sideburns.
Gone.
You know? So it's all types of madness that brothers and sisters alike have to deal with when you come into this faith, and that's simply how the Lord set it up. But Khan, you got him a lot.
Con, that's beautiful points, man. Beautiful precepts as well. Con, that's right. And I just wanted to say too, it's like, I'll read the precept again. It says 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 4, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. You see that? So, that's just part of being in this world, because we know that let me get this real quick, right? Let me get this. This is the book of John, right? This book of John, chapter 3 and verse number 19. It says, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. You see that? For everyone that doth evil hateth the light, now that cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. So that's what it boils down to, bro. A lot of people, they don't want to change, right? They just want to remain in that darkness. Because the truth, it hurts, bro. They don't want to be cut by the truth. They don't want to face reality. They just want to live in that dream, man. They want to stay asleep. They want to remain in that darkness with the blinds shut and the door closed and their alarm clock off, right? They just want to remain in that reality because they don't want to face reality. Because facing reality is knowing that you going up in the stores, all that food is fake. It's true. All this stuff is fake. That milk is fake, right? That you buying, right? That all that stuff. Okay, all right. Hey, all that stuff is fake. You know what I'm saying? That chicken is fake. It's injected with hormones. That's why it's this big. Chickens aren't that big, man. It's damn thigh like this big. Would you think a chicken is that big, right? La. And all that stuff. You go to KFC. Hey, I work at KFC, man. And you go into that KFC, you buying that chicken, right? Let me see. Call like 30. Let's say you pay $30 for a bucket of chicken. That chicken is fake. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Facing reality, but you don't want to face reality, man. You know what I'm saying? The reality is that God doesn't love everybody. That's literally in the Bible. Plenty of precepts on that, right? But you want to remain in your lies. I'm gonna get this precept, right? You don't want to be reproved. You don't want to change. Because you know that once you face that reality, you know that everything is going to be going down after that, downhill after that. You know that you would have to change. You would know that you would have to come and serve the Lord, which you don't want to do, right? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 8. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. So our people trust in lying words. They trust in that vanity. They trust in Joe Biden, bro. They trust in America. These are lying words. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to trust in the living God. Because once they do that, once they face reality, they'll understand that this world is really nothing. And that they would have to turn to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because this world literally has nothing to offer you. Right? It literally doesn't. It's just a facade. That's what we trying to say. That's what we're trying to tell you. Because you can have all the stuff in the world that you could possibly want. Right? All this stuff. You could still be lacking that one thing, which is what? The Most High God. Right? You have all the women you want, all the women, all the clothes, all the fame, the glory, whatever, the money, but you still be lacking that one thing, which is the Most High God, right? You're not gonna have that though, and you're still gonna feel void inside. So we understand that our people, they just want to trust in lying words and remain asleep, because once they know that when they wake up, they gotta face that reality, which they don't want to face, right? They gotta know that, damn, I'm going to hell off. I can't stop. Literally, the Lord talks about certain people that cannot cease from sin in 2 Peter. They just can't stop. Like, I can't stop committing adultery. I just got to. You know what I'm saying? They don't, because the Bible says, thou shalt not commit adultery, right? Yeah, certain people, they don't want to, forsake their homosexual ways, man. I just can't. I just love, Like, it's madness, right? They just want to. This is burning up. They just can't do it, right? But Con, you got it. You got it.
Con, yeah, I want to get this precept, man.
Con, you
This is
got it.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse number 14. Sirach chapter 33 and verse number 14. It reads, good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So the same way brothers and sisters may have played sports, you feel me? You may have, did whatever. And you have one team versus another. You feel me? And the objective of one team is to win. Likewise with the objective of the other. And they're not helping each other win. You feel me? No, you're never going to find in sports a quarterback that lines up on the field and his favorite thing to do is to throw interceptions. His favorite thing to do is to turn the ball over. You're not going to go into tennis and ask Serena Williams if her favorite thing to do is knock the ball out of bounds. That's not her favorite thing to do, right? You're not going to ask Tiger Woods. You're not going to ask anybody. You feel me? You're not going to ask anybody any of these things. You can even look at it on a business level side of things. You feel me? You're not going to ask any of these businesses that compete one against another if they're trying to increase the prices. You feel me? Whereas you got another store that's decreasing theirs so that they can beat them out in sales. Nobody wants to do that. Everybody in this world really has a mentality of winning. That's why, everybody is so driven to do what it is that seems right within their own eyes, because everybody has a me first mentality. Even us in the truth. Everybody wants to make it to the kingdom. Lord willing, that's the mentality. So guess what we do to put ourselves in better position to make it to the kingdom? We fast, we pray, we read, we study, give alms, teach, exhortate, confess our sins. We do all of these things to put us in a better position, in a better spirit, to be able to obtain glory in the world that is soon to come. So guess what? On the left-hand side, you got brothers and sisters. They're going hard in wickedness. You feel me? And they don't care. Like the scriptures say, I'm going to read it again, Sirach 33 and 14. Good is set against evil. These things collide. They don't mix. You feel me? Good and evil, they don't put their arms around each other and they turn up. You got good doing this with the right hand. You got evil doing this with the left hand. And then they call it a night. It was cool kicking it with you, evil. We could do it again tomorrow. And evil says, all right, good. Hey, I'm gonna get up with you, man. Feel me? And then they give high fives and they go their separate directions. That's not what they do. They're against each other. Good isn't mingled with evil. Evil isn't mingled with good. These are polar opposites, as they say. Unfortunately, a polar opposite, and it's not unfortunate. That's how the Most High set it up. But polar opposites do not attract in this case. You feel me? So the Lord said again, good is set against evil and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner and the sinner against the godly. Right? So coming into the faith, like it says in 1 Peter chapter 4, you can't think it's strange that evildoers, that sinners are looking at you the way they are because you're trying to perform the acts of the law, which are seen as good, which are seen as holy. Right? But Khan, you got it on that, King.
Khan, that's right. It's right, man. Literally. Because this world, just to touch on that real quick, man, this world is upside down, right? I'm gonna get a quick precept on this, on that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, and verse number 6. It says, it's like it's 5. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, right? Actually, I'm gonna start verse 1. That's a precept. It says, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. The Lord also says in another place, surely you're turning of things upside down, right? In the book of Isaiah. So things is upside down in this world. Things is backwards, man. Right? It's literally backwards. You have men calling themselves women and women calling themselves men, right? That's one account. You have, people, people, you have a lot of hypocrites, right? Christianity, that's a big cesspool of hypocrisy right there. Saying that we love God, but you don't keep none of his commandments. That's hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? Calling us racist, but the Most High is by definition a racist. You know what I'm saying? uh Esau saying that we're bad, that the so-called Israel, or the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, they're minorities and they're drug dealers and killers and stealers. They should not be trusted. But Esau, that main killer, drug abuser, and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of hypocrisy in the world and a lot of evil. The world is upside down. You got Esau, who is the base man of the earth and the residue of the heathen, as the Lord says, ruling the world. What the hell is going on? You got this cave beast ruling the world, man, that eats raw meat, monkey brains, and is a pedophile, homosexual. But he's ruling the earth. So everything is upside down in this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? So we understanding that people don't uphold the Bible like they should, especially our people. They don't uphold the Bible like they should. So when they see you actually following the Bible so wholeheartedly, man, the books say this, you doing that. The books say abstain from fleshly lusts, you doing that. You taking this Bible and you literally living it out. When people see that, they're like, you just following this, you just following this. You mean to tell me you following the Lord? Where's the Lord at? Where I can't see the Lord. Where you following? Hey, see that? So now they start getting carnal, man. And they so confounded that you're following the words of the Lord, man. Right? They so confounded at that fact because they don't uphold the Bible at all, right? They don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? They uphold, like I said, like we was going into, Joe Biden. They trust in lying words. They trust in words that cannot profit. They trust in the idol. You know what I'm saying? But they not upholding the words of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But Khan, you got it, okay?
Con, not now it's it's a man-made book. Why are you listening to a man-made book? You feel me?
Exactly.
Why you feel me? All that.
Yeah.
Con, you got it, King.
God, exactly. It's a man-made book. Why you following that? You know what I'm saying? Whole time they following the man. You know what I'm saying? Whole time. You know what I'm saying? They trust it. It's hypocrisy, man. Literally all around us. So that's why it's like, damn, you know. And so, and the reason why certain people, they hear like, oh, why can't you, like, it was me all the time. People was asking me, why can't you run? They was literally, damn, they was about to shake their hand at me, bro. Shaking their hand at me. Why can't you run on Saturdays? We need you, bro. Why you even on the team? I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Right? I can't be on the team, right? Hey, track and field. They literally, I had a whole ass debate with an elder. Jake, of course, he's saying, you gotta run on Saturdays, man. You gotta run on Saturdays. He said, why can't you run on Saturdays again? He said, cause it's the Sabbath. I can't do any work. I can't work. And I said, it's because of the Bible, man. But he confounded, he can't accept that. He's like, well, you can't really let the Bible, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, brother, it's madness. You know what I'm saying? It's madness. They kind of see it as, well, you kind of restricting, you putting yourself in a box. Hey, guess what, man? That's crazy. You putting yourself in a box. Whole time, hey, guess what? If you leave that box, what's gonna happen to you, man? You know what I'm saying? That box, I don't look at it as like, oh man, I'm in a jail cell. I can't go nowhere. Right? I don't look at it like that. I look at it as a house, man. The Lord said, my mother's house. Are you safe in your mother's house, man? She feeding you. It smells good in there, right? It's warm. Hey, all praise. Hey, you've living good in your mother's house, man. Right? But if you want to leave that mother's house, guess what? You got the whole wicked world, you know what I'm saying, for you to deal with and get devoured by wolves, man. Right? In the dark night, as the scripture says. You know? So I don't want to leave my mother's house. Got ears to hear. Right? But Khan, you got it, King. Yeah, kind like how the brother said, you know, Satan pressing you out. That's what you do. You know, Picard, you got a kid.
Uh, that's it on that, King. Do you have any more precepts on that?
Allah.
Okay, Khan. This is First Peter chapter 4. I'll read verse 5 again. It reads, Slack verse 4. It says, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to God in the spirit.
Right, Khan, just going into how the Lord's going to judge the quick and the dead. So like I'm gonna get a quick precept on that. That's kind of, that's plain, but a quick precept. Right, this is a book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 1. I charge thee therefore before God and the Lord Yahweh Shemahasiyak, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. So that's crazy because the Lord literally, Paul and Peter literally saying the same thing. But it's just going into how the Lord, and that's going also into the resurrection. Certain men will have to be resurrected in order to receive their judgment, right? And certain men will receive their judgment being alive, stuff like that, going into that. But basically going into, overall in its totality, the Lord going to judge everybody. You know what I'm saying? Whether you alive, dead, whatever, right? You can get judged, man. Everybody's going to be judged. And so I got a quick precept on that as well in the passage. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse number 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that ye have done, whether it be good or bad. You see that? So everybody got to appear, what I'm saying, before that judgment seat of Mahashiach Yahushua. All right. But Khan, you got it, King.
Khan, I want to get this quick precept to let me back. This John chapter 6 and verse number 63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and
Mm-hmm.
they are life. So when you see that word quick or quickening in the Bible, it's always referenced. Well, I'll say a majority of the time. I won't say always, in case I'll be found a liar. But that word quick is to be alive or to be made alive, right? So that's all. Like the brother broke it down perfectly. But going into that word quick is to be made alive or to be alive. But
Khan. That's right. Good precept, man. That's a good precept. Khan. But yeah, we'll go back to that.
Khan. This is First Peter chapter 4, and I'll read verse 6. It says, for this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to God in the spirit. But the end of all things is at hand. Be therefore sober and watch unto prayer.
That's a cold precept, man, because the end of all things is at hand. We understand that. So therefore, we have to be what? Sober and watch unto prayer. We have to be watching and we got to be sober. All right. And that's twofold. All right. Of course. And Peter just touched on it in verse 3. Excess of wine. You don't want to be drunk. All right. On the physical level. Why in the hell would you want to be drunk? All right. It's not expedient. All right. And also, we know that it's more so on the spiritual level, being sober. You're not dabbling into all this wine. All right. On a spiritual level. And we know that wine is going into that wisdom. In Proverbs 18, verse 1, it says, a man having, through desire, a man having separated himself, seeketh and intermingle with all wisdom. You know what I'm saying? That's on the right-hand side and that's on the left-hand side. So which one are you? Are you on the left-hand side with it, seeking to intermingle with all wisdom? You in the book of Enoch. You're in the book of Jasher on Tuesday. On Wednesday, you're in the book of Jubilees. Then on Friday, you're reading the book of Adam and Eve. And then next month, you're not even touching that. You reading the Epic of Gilgamesh. Then the next month, you reading the Upanishads, the Hindu text, right? Now after that, you just I literally last Shabbat or it's like the Shabbat after before that, we was talking to a brother. I was teaching a brother. This brother was talking about this philosophy, that philosophy, mixing it with the Bible. He was talking about the Bible. He was talking about all these different types of text, and the brother was lost, man. He's drunk. He doesn't know what to believe because you studying all these damn philosophies. You taking this, taking that. You making a cesspool, right? And a like a pottage or like a soup. You know what I'm saying? Full of different philosophies, and you drinking that down, thinking that's going to do something for you, bro. All it's going to do is make you sick. All right. So, and drunk. So we shouldn't do that. All right. And we know that it's like I'm gonna get that quick precept. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 5. This is the cesspool, or it's like the fountain that you want to drink from. Right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 15. Drink waters out of thine own cistern and running waters out of thine own well. Right? So what's your own will? This Bible. All right, this for you, man. This for you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This is where you got to drink from. All right, not from the other nations. This book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 4. The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook. So you want to drink from that flowing brook, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding from the Yahweh Bashem Habashah. All right. But Khan, you got it, King.
Khan, beautiful point, Malak. I'm gonna touch on the prayer aspect. This is Luke chapter 18 and verse number 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint. So we have to continually, there's only so many things that the Lord tells us to give attendance to in the last days. And you have to keep in mind that in the time that First Peter is being written, this is nowhere near 2019. This is nowhere near 2022. So they're recognizing their current time period to be a time where all things is at the end of all things is at hand. And that's basically they're saying we're in the end of the world, right? So you have Peter saying, hey, this is the end. You feel me? So how much more now in these last days, right? 2022 AD, where we see all the wickedness that's happened upon the face of the earth, how much closer to the end could we be? You feel me? So with that being said, like it says in Luke 18 and 1, we men are ought to pray always, because it's going to be your prayers and your supplications and these type of things that are really going to return unto your bosom, in that day that you really need it the most. You got a lot of brothers scratch their head, sisters scratch their head. Well, I've been praying for more faith. I've been praying for more zeal. I've been praying for more patience. I've been praying for more endurance. And you feel like you're not receiving these things in this current moment. You cannot rush the Most High God. You cannot go up a staircase to the third heaven, knock on the Lord's door, walk up to his throne, then take your shirt off and say, Lord, give me my prayer that I asked of you. You can't do that. You feel me? The Lord, he may be reserving some of your supplications and your offerings, right, for when you really need it. For in that moment of the hour of temptation when you're being tried, right? In that moment when you're going to have to become a martyr for Yahweh. The Lord, he may send forth the Spirit to minister unto you and to strengthen you the same way the angels did with Hamashiach Yahweh when he was praying in the garden right before his crucifixion. And I believe, what's that, the Luke the 22nd chapter, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so the Lord, he can be upholding or holding back certain things for you for the perfect time, and that's why men are ought to always pray. It's something that's needful, it's something that's required, and it's something that we have to do a lot better of in the last days, being that the Most High God is only hearing out our prayers in the first place. Let me get another precept real quick in First John. This is First John chapter 3 and verse number 22. It reads, and whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments and do those things that are pleasing in his sight. So for brothers and sisters that are confident in the fact that they're keeping the commandments of the Most High God, they're confident that they're increasing in faith, they're confident that they've been eschewing evil and repenting daily, those brothers and sisters are going to have the mentality that whatever I ask of the Most High God, he is going to give it unto me, whether it be now, whether it be in 2 weeks, whether it be in 2 years, whatever the case may be. I have the faith, understanding that I am practicing and fulfilling those things which the Lord set out for me to do in righteousness. So that's why you have Peter saying the same thing. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. This is something that you have to watch for. That means you have to be mindful. That means you have to be observant and circumspect of such things. So when you're seeing that your prayer life is slipping, hey, me myself, I had to recognize that. You feel me? My prayer life, I'm seeing my prayer life slip. You gotta. This is why you gotta have your eyes open. You gotta be
Right.
mindful to the certain spiritual attacks that are taking place within your life. You feel me? I'm seeing my prayer life decrease slowly, but okay, hold on. Let's get back to the desk. Let's get to the drawing board. Okay, what's the issue? You feel me? Am I spending too much time doing this? Am I doing too much of that? Am I simply distracted? What is the reason why my prayer life is decreasing? Okay, well, guess what? Hey, let's come up with a plan. Let's come up with some alarms. Let's come up with, hey, let's fast more so that you can be more willing to pray, so that these prayers are being magnified. Let's do something to fix the problem. And that's exactly the type of time that we got to be on in these last days, especially entering into crunch time. In crunch time in sports, everybody start, you got brothers, it may be 3 seconds left on the clock, and you got to run the play, or a brother may have to go up, hit some free throws to either tie the game or win the game, and to take everybody to the championship. You feel me? That last time out, hey, you sweating, you pacing side to side. You got to hit these free throws. Right? Can you hear me, King?
Oh, Con, you good now? I couldn't. You kind of had went out a little bit.
Con. Right. So, like I was saying, right, in the championship, you got individuals, in that moment, when it's time for them to make a big play or to take the next step to get that championship ring or that trophy or whatever the case may be, you got people that pray in those moments. You feel me? You
Con.
got, in ignorance, you got Jake, they cross their chest. I'm not gonna do it, but they kind of, do the whole thing. You feel me? You got people that may turn, they say a quick prayer. You feel me? You may have the whole entire team, they put their arms around each other and everybody put their head down. You got the coach in the middle. You got it, man. You got
Hey,
it.
so, hey, Slug. Hey, that's completely right. Hey, also, hey, there's a videos of LeBron James. Hey, he praying to Satan, literally. He prayed. He throwing up the. You know what I'm saying? He literally praying to the spiritual demon Satan, passing on to his brother. He kind of hitting his brother like this. You know what I'm saying? And he passing it on. You know what I'm saying? So if LeBron James is praying to the spiritual demon, should we be praying to the Lord, the King of Kings? You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Right. How much more us praying to the Most High? But God, you got the King.
Huh? Huh?
Uh,
Yeah, that's facts. Right.
yeah.
So that's why we have to be mindful and we have to be circumspect of such things. Um, and that's something that brothers and sisters should definitely take note of. Right. This is in the Bible. It says, be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. So amongst all the things that you have to watch for, you got brothers watching prophecies all day. You got brothers literally, they got their eyes glued to the screen about what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. Brother
Right.
hasn't prayed in 46 hours. He's only watching Ukraine and Russia. He says, if I do not know what happens next, all he sees on the top of his phone is the damn refresh button going in circles because he keeps refreshing the screen. He forgot to
Uh,
take care of his children. He forgot to hug up on his rib. He forgot to do all of these other things. He's just watching the prophecies like this.
damn.
What's going to happen next? He has all he's sitting down in his room. You feel me? He got 18 different laptops and they all on different news outlets. He hasn't prayed not once. So
Uh,
again, amongst all the things that we have to watch for in the last days, it's not just the prophecies. Watch unto prayer. All right, but you got it, King.
right, Con. That's right. That's right. Completely right, man. Beautiful points. And there's a lot of precepts on watching onto prayer, man. Because um Let me get this precept. Right. I mean, prayer is very, emphasized in the scriptures. I mean, that's our connection to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Other than the word, that's how we get connected to the Most High. Right. Let's go to the book of Philippians, chapter 4, and verse number 6. It says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto the Most High." Right. So literally, it says in prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. That's how we're going to let our requests be made known unto the Most High God, right? If we want something of the Most High, we have to literally ask it. You know what I'm saying? We have to ask it. The Lord said, "Is any among you, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, which giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him." Right? And that's James chapter 1, verse 5. The Lord said in the book of James chapter 5 that what? Is any sick among you? Let him pray. And say, let him watch the prophecy, right? Let him, you know what I'm saying? You're sick as hell. You read in Revelation, the 20th chapter. You know what I'm saying? Brother, hey, the Lord said pray. You know what I'm saying? That's how you send your request to the Most High God, right? That's how you ask a thing to the Lord. That's our connection to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this precept as well. This is the book of in that prayer, man. That prayer, right? First Timothy chapter 2 and verse number 8. All right, First Timothy chapter 2, verse 8. "I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting." You see that? So Paul's like, hey, I would want you to pray everywhere. You in the bathroom, hey, throw up a prayer. That's what Paul would say. You in the bathroom, throw up a prayer. You got into your car, throw up a prayer. You know what I'm saying? You at the store, throw up a prayer. Who gives it then? You know what I'm saying? That's how Paul got down, bro. And that's why he was so fervent in the spirit. That's why he didn't give a damn. He just serving the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He didn't care what men say. He didn't care what nobody say. He's just praising the Lord, bro. You know what I'm saying? We should have that same type of mindset and that same type of zeal. All right. Even in the book of Psalms, chapter 119, and the Lord said, 7 times do I praise thee, because thy wondrous works, man. Roughly paraphrasing. And that 7 doesn't have to always be 7, man. They could be more than 7. You know what I'm saying? Brothers just go up to 7 because that's what the precepts say. Brother, if you know you can go harder, then why not? Why not go harder? Right? Why not do 10? Why not do 12? Why not do 15? Man? Right? A day. Who cares, man? You're doing it for the Lord, right? But
Con, I want to get another precept on that. Salakia. It's
yeah.
this Sirach, chapter 37 and verse number 15. And reads, "And above all this, pray to the Most High that He will direct thy way in truth." So there's many things that we can pray to the Most High for, but we have to pray to the Lord that He directs our ways, because it's not hard for the Most High to cause you to walk upon the path that leads to destruction. It's not hard for the Most High to cause you to slip. It's not hard for the Most High to cause you to backslide and to wander off back into the world. It's not hard for the Most High to do any of these things. So we have to beseech the Lord constantly that He allows our ways to be directed in truth, so that we can continue to serve Him in sincerity and in truth. Prayer is real, man. There's been times, the Lord may put the spirit on me mid video. Feel me? The brother Yasharala may be going into the precept. I say, hold on, turn the camera off. You feel me? Hit the mute button, and get into a prayer. You feel me? Or that may be the case. Has that happened before? On certain conference calls and things of that kind, right? But I can't give y'all the good without giving y'all the bad. There's been times that I've neglected prayer as well. There's been times I saw that alarm pop up on my phone, and I kind of swiped it down and I hit the stop button. You feel me? There's been times when I left my home without saying a prayer into the Most High, that He show His protection and His guidance unto me, so that I can return back to the crib. There's been times that I've done that. You feel me? So that's the good and the bad. That's both sides of the fence that we have to take with ourselves and strengthen ourselves with. In the last days especially. But Khan, you got it, King.
That's completely right. But yeah, that's it on that, I think.
Khan. Right. Going back to First Peter chapter 4 and verse number 8. It reads, and above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins.
Gun, that's exactly right. Fervent charity, right? It says charity shall cover the multitude of sins. And we want our sins to be covered. And Khan Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Oh yeah, Shabbat Shalom to all the mighty brothers and sisters on the chat, man. Right, Khan. Y'all watching that Shabbat right?
Come.
Khan. Um, I'm gonna get Salakia. It says, above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. And charity is very expedient as well. A lot of things, man. That's why we have to be living the life of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Not just wisdom, not just knowledge. Brother, yeah, Revelation. You can break down Revelation 20. That's cool. But are we really living the life the Lord wants us to live? You know what I'm saying? Are we praying? Are we fasting? Are we giving charity? You know what I'm saying? Charity, physical and spiritual. You got physical and spiritual charity. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this precept. It's the book of First Corinthians, chapter 10. It's like in First Corinthians, chapter 12, and verse number 13. And now abideth faith, hope, charity. These three, but the greatest of these is charity. So according to Paul, out of those three, charity is the greatest. All right, because charity is love, man. The Lord wants us to love each other. That's what it's about, huh? The Lord, even in the book of First John, a lot of Christians they quote it, but they don't understand it. The Most High is love, right? So he's down with charity, man. He's with charity. You give in alms, the Lord loves that, right? This is First Corinthians chapter 13 and verse number 2. Right? And though I have the joy, it's like the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have no charity, I am nothing. So if you have all this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, but you don't have charity, you're not abounding, man. We have to have that charity, and that's both on the physical and on the spiritual level. The Lord said in John chapter 21 and verse 17, the Lord asked Simon Peter, "Hey, Simon Peter, lovest thou me?" You know what I'm saying? And Simon Peter said, "Yea, Lord, thou knowest that thou knowest all things, thou knowest that I love thee." The Lord said, "Feed my sheep." And feeding the sheep it goes both ways too, man. Clothing the naked. The Lord said in the book of Matthew, right, chapter 25, right? Matthew 25 and verse number 35, it says, "For I was in hunger, and he gave me meat." A charity could even be a brother is hungry and you buy him some lunch. That's charity, man. The Lord writing that down. You think the Lord not seeing that? Because you bought the brother some wings. You bought the brother some Chipotle when he was hungry. You bought his food. And say, you know what? I got you, King. Don't even, I got you, right? For I was hungry and he gave me meat. I was thirsty and he gave me drink. I was a stranger and he took me in. Brothers at charity for me. I was in Baltimore. I didn't really have a place to stay the first night. I could have got a hotel, but brothers was like, "Hey, just come to my crib." The elder you call. He said, "Come to my crib, man." I stayed at his crib. That's literally the Lord. He commanded. I was a stranger and you took me in. I only met that brother one time. You know what I'm saying? It was last year. But the brother, he took me in. I could have just been a damn, God forbid, but went into his house kind of rubbing the hands, doing this. Nah, man. Brother, he didn't even know me like that. And he let me stay at his crib, right? Stayed the night. Gave me food, right? Clothed me. Let me use the bathroom. Hey, guess what? All this stuff is charity. You know what I'm saying? It says, naked and he clothed me. I was sick and he visited me. I was in prison and he came onto me. Right. And that's both on the physical and on the spiritual level. Right. So that charity goes high with the Lord. Right. But Khan, you got it, King.
Come on. I want to get this. It's Ecclesiastes 11 and 1. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. So your bread in
Yeah.
this instance, it's in reference to giving alms, giving charity. right? And the waters, of course, in the Bible are reference to the nations, all right, or a nation in particular. So we're casting our bread, or at least we should be casting our bread, casting the things that we have, charitable items, of course, whether on a physical or on a spiritual level, upon the waters, upon our people. The same way brothers and sisters go to the park and you see ducks and you have bread and you cast the bread upon the water, and you know the ducks, they come from the four corners of the lake and they partake in the bread. It's the same thing. Verse 2, give a portion to 7 and also to 8. And this is the point I want to touch on. It says, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. So the
Right.
Lord, in many different verses, has told you that alms, charity, these things, they deliver you from death. And not only do they deliver you from death, but they cover a multitude of sins, as we read in First Peter, the 4th chapter. Right. So the Lord, He's trying to give you, you know, what some may say a cheat code. Right. Everybody wants to, well, damn, how do I make it to the kingdom? The Lord is giving you ways. You got some brothers that are up right now. You feel me? They refuse to read. They refuse to read, but they're worrying about how to make it to the kingdom of heaven. They refuse. It doesn't. The Lord, if you read, the Lord, He gives you the cheat codes. The Lord,
Listen.
He gonna give you the way. You say you want to cover some of your sins. Okay, hey, go save a soul. That covers
Mm.
sin. You feel me? You want to cover more of your sins? Okay, hey, go give charity. Go give alms. Right? They deliver you from death. And I'm a sure believer, you know, hey, brothers and sisters, I'm sure nobody has to speak on the alms and the charity that they give on the back end, off camera. Nobody has to speak on those things. But I'm led to believe that a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters would probably not be on earth right now. They'd be in their chamber in the third heaven if it wasn't for some of the alms or some of the charity that they've given in the past. You never know how the things that you've done in times past are affecting you in your current moment. The Lord, He could be recalling something from 8 months ago that you did subconsciously for a brother or a sister that's allowed you to have mercy when you just transgressed yesterday. So now you're able to have mercy from the Lord, even though you went off, but the Lord is keeping in mind these rightful acts that you did. So it's very important, as
Hmm.
the scripture saying, Hebrews chapter 6 and verse number 10, the Lord is not unrighteous to forget your works and your labor in the Lord, roughly paraphrasing. Right. So
Right.
the things that you did 3 years ago in righteousness, these things could be covering your tracks for what you're doing now. And you never know, the things that you do in this present day and age could be saving you down the line. You feel me? You just never know. But Khan, that's it on that, King.
Con, that's right, that's right. And I got a quick precept on that as well. Beautiful points. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 31. And he that requiteth good turns is mindful of that which may come hereafter. And when he falleth, he shall find a stay. You see that? So that's going exactly with it. And kind, that's the exact precept I was going to pull as well. Tobit chapter 4, verse 10. Because that alms doth deliver from death and suffer not to come into darkness. Alms is going to deliver you from death, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Sirach 3 and verse 31 is saying as well. It says, this quote precept right here, because it says, and he that requiteth good turns. What does that mean? King's English kind of make it a little, iffy, like, what the hell does that mean? But it said, required of good turns, meaning acts of kindness. So if you committed acts of kindness, right? That's charity. That could be anything. You know what I'm saying? A good turn it could be anything. You know what I'm saying? Money, you know what I'm saying, being given, you paying for something, you like alms, right? Alms in general, or you teaching somebody this and the third, you requiring good turns, you're committing acts of kindness, right? Is mindful of that which may come hereafter, is mindful of the future. Because you know that, and that goes back into Ecclesiastes 11 chapter in the first verse. You understand that evil times is coming. So you want the Lord to put up for you during those days. You want to be on the Lord's good side. So what does the Lord require of you? Hey, Lord say, like how the brother saying, give charity. That's going to cover some of your sins, man. Right? We want to have less sins as possible. That's, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to stock up on sins, right? We want to erase as many sins as possible. So we had that beautiful clean slate, all right, on Judgment Day. The Lord kind of look at the he kind of look at Yishmayah paper. Hey, there's nothing here. And he give him white stone for showing to the book of Revelation section. Hey, that could happen, man.
Lord
There's
willing.
nothing here. Hey, Lord willing, counted blameless, without spot, without blemish. The Lord, he going to do that for certain men, certain women, because they're the elect. He's not going to charge anything to the Most High's elect, man. Right? That's Romans chapter 8. You know, but what is the elect doing? They're not just sitting around not doing nothing. They actually blotting out their sins. Because the elect, guess what? They have committed certain, and just like how David committed adultery, right? But that brother still the elect, and his heart was still perfect with the Most High God, right? Because he was doing charity, he was kind to his people. You know what I'm saying? He was walking in humility, right? And he was doing everything he could to blot out those transgressions, right? But it's like it says of that which may come hereafter, and when he falleth, see that? So the Lord said, when he falls, because he's going to fall in the future. The Lord said, a just man falleth sometimes. It says, and when he falleth, he shall find a stay. Right? He's going to find a stay from others because he put up from others. He put up for certain people when they was down. So when he's down, he got all these people to lift him back up. You see that? And whether that's financially, you know what I'm saying? People remember that, man. Right? People remember when you helped them out, when they needed that $5, they're going to remember that, man. And most importantly, the Lord's going to remember that, right? People remember when you literally bought them lunch that one day. Although it was 2 years ago, they still remember that, man. They're still going to hold that, to you. So they're going to seek that opportunity to pay you back, right? Some type of way. And the Lord said in the book of Sirach, real quick, chapter 12, right? Sirach chapter 12 and verse says, verse 4 says, give to the godly man. I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High. You see that? So when you're doing good to a godly man, and whether that's calling him and you giving him precepts, or even down to you giving him money, or you giving him food, drink, whatever, clothing, stuff like that, you doing good to the godly man, you're going to find a recompense. Something's going to be given to you, right? And if not from him, yet from the Most High God, right? And who knows what that recompense is, right? But Khan and the brother pulled 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 14. Let all your things be done with charity, literally. And that's plain, man. But Khan, you got it.
Con, and I want to make this quick point touching on charity as well. You
Khan,
shouldn't be just giving, like, yeah, Lord. You see that? You feel me?
right.
You yeah to a brother, and then you turn back, you turn your head back, and you whispering to the Most High, I need that. Remember what you said in so and so book chapter verse. You feel me? Remember what you said in 1 Corinthians 16 and 14. I did that. You feel me? Give me that. You feel me? You can't be doing that. You feel me? When you give, man, you supposed to. Hey, as the Lord said, as you have freely received, freely give. Now that's not to say that you don't go into certain things, with certain goals in mind. You feel me? I'm not saying that it's all for brothers and sisters say, you know what? Hey, the Most High, he said that giving charity is a good thing to do. The Lord said that this happens if you give charity. Hey, we really love our people. Let's go give charity. Right. But
Right.
yeah, the brother said, hey, the remember me spirit, man. You feel me? You look at, hey, you shaking a brother, you give him something, you shake a brother in his eyes. Remember this moment, right?
Right.
You won't let a brother forget. Every time you see that brother from now on, you pat that brother on the back 3 times out of nowhere. And that brother just look at you like, what you pat me on my back for? You feel me? Brothers gotta be, we have to be, not brothers, we, right? Me, myself included. We gotta be doing stuff off the strength. Feel me? You
Khan.
understand? What does it mean off the strength? All right. What it means is you do it. You basically do it out the love and the the pureness and how genuine you are as an individual. You feel me? All of our forefathers, they had something very special about them, right? You read about famous men, you read about men of renown, etc. You read about men that caused the sun to stop in his tracks. You read about valiant men in war. You read about men that were hospitable. You read about men that were merciful. You read about men that were given unto charity, right? We should be taking these characteristics from each of our forefathers. Brothers should be studying Tobit. Damn. Okay, Tobit, you said what? He got up in the middle of eating? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Matter of fact, he didn't even eat yet. Hold on. Right? Hey, I gotta be on that type of time. You feel me? We gotta go pray to the Most High. Lord, please, Baba Kasha, hey, soften my heart, to be able to conduct myself in X, Y, and Z ways, so that you can be performing the same things, or so that we can be performing the same things that our forefathers did, in that pureness, in that upright of spirit, in that genuine love, man. But Khan, that's it on that, King.
Khan, that's a beautiful point. That's right. That's right. Yeah, you don't want to be the, and the Lord already goes into, Matthew chapter 6, how to give your alms, how to give your charity. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it for men, right? You're doing it for the Most High at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it to be seen of men. That's why, Khan, whenever we talk about alms and charity, right? I always pull up this clip, right? Hey, brothers already know, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is off.
That's off. You don't want to be like this guy, all right?
That's off.
That's off.
And they zooming in on the daughter of Zion crying. They got the camera all in your face.
Yeah, con. 4K.
Pat him on the head. He sunned him.
Yeah, con. You see that? Now they're gonna feel like they owe Drake something. You know what I'm saying? Like they owe Drake something now. Because it's madness, man. Hey, he even got the nerve to tell you how much he spent in the video. 909 Slacky. Hey, this is Slacky. This is damn near $1 million, man. You know what I'm saying? $1 million he spent in this video, bro. Right? So they say, right?
Salat.
Con, you got it, Ken.
You got it. Go ahead. You got it. I was gonna say, how greater of a work would this be if Drake did this and nobody knew about it?
Right.
How do you think the Most High, if Drake kept this between, the individuals that he was helping and the Most High God and himself, imagine how much greater and how much more substance would be behind such an act, man. Because it's a beautiful act. We're not gonna take away from the act.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But you can't damn put you doing this to brothers and sisters, man. And then, that's not how it's supposed to be done. But Khan, you got it, King.
Yeah, God, that's exactly right. Patting you on the back, touch spirit. And that's a beautiful point too. It would be a more mightier act if you did that undercover. But of course, you have to put that on YouTube, and the clip has 1 billion views. 1.4. That's the spirit. But 1.44 billion views. I believe that is 1.4 billion views. Yeah, kind of. So so that means, so how many people saw this clip then? You know what I'm saying? How many people? That's off, literally. So he took something, a good act, like how the brother said. He took a good act, like how the Lord said, requiring kindness, because that's what rich men are supposed to be doing for real. As the Lord said, if you're wealthy in this thing, you in the truth, you should be giving alms. That's your talent, or that's your office for, you know what I'm saying, or one of your offices. You giving alms because you have an abundance of things. So why not give that money, you know what I'm saying, to the church, right? Why not give that money so that the apostles may travel to and fro, or so that they can be sustained. You know what I'm saying? But he doing that for the sake of men, right? He not doing it for the Lord. And he got the nerve to call the song God's plan, bro. You know what I'm saying? Is that what the Most High? Is that what the Most High ordains? You know what I'm saying? And that's literally that's a trend too, I believe. That's a new trend on TikTok where they go up to poor people. You seen that? I don't know if you've seen that, but they basically go up to poor people and or people in need. They go up to them, filming themselves doing acts of kindness or like paying for somebody's food or something like that, or giving them food. You know what I'm saying? That's literally that's a new trend on TikTok. But they recording themselves doing that. The Lord said, "Don't do that, man. It's not out of sincerity. If you recording it, it's not out of sincerity, right?" So that's the thing, man. So when the Lord say, do all things with charity, right? When the Lord say, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of the sins. It's not talking about give people money and post it on YouTube so that 1 billion people can watch it and praise you, right? And say that you're such a nice guy.
Yeah, I was about to say, King, you got to go to the comments.
Oh,
Go to the comments for this, man.
Let's go to the comments.
Let's see what the comments are talking about.
God, that's right. That's right. You see that? After 4 years, it is it's like it's still so heartwarming that Drake did this. This beat just hits so hard. Every time I see this clip, I get tears in my eyes. God bless Drake. For this, we should all set him as an example.
So Drake is the example.
That's madness. You never disappoint, Drake.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. That's crazy. And how much does Drake have, man? For real. Hold on, Slucky. I'm gonna look that up, man. Right? Let me see. Right? So see that they're not even showing it, but damn. All right, so come on, check this out, right? Yeah, come on. You guys playing, Like 3, 2, 1 action spree. 3, 2, 1. Right. This is Drake's net worth as of 2022. This is overall Drake's net worth as of 22. 2022 is a massive 180 billion million, which is made up of all his global record sales. So this one says 250 million. So I don't even know which one it is. But whether it's 250 million or 180 million, how much money he has, you know what I'm saying? Or this says 200 million updated in June. But so let's say it's 250 million. That's a lot of that's a lot of money. So he didn't even spend 1 million in this video. He didn't even spend 1 million.
Damn.
This brother has $250 million. That $1 million is nothing to him, bro. Literally, it's nothing. So you have men praising him, knowing damn well that 1 million is not even 1% of his damn, income, or not income, but his total amount of money. You know what I'm saying? His net worth. Not even 1%. So how's that such a great act? Madness. Con, that's the world we live in, man. But Con, we can go back to that, man.
Salakia, that reminded me of that parable, King. Before you know about it, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I think you might be talking about either Mark 12 or Luke chapter 21. You're talking about casting. Yeah, that's the spirit. I was just thinking about that.
You could bring it out.
Okay, Con. Real quick, man. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 1. And he looked up, right? And saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. You talking about this?
Con.
Okay, Con. It says, and he saw also a certain poor widow casting in 2 It's like thither 2 mites. And he said, of a truth, I say unto you, that this poor widow have cast in more than they all. For all these have of their abundance cast in unto the offerings of God. But she of her penury, meaning her poorness, have cast in all the living that she had. That's crazy. So you have certain poor women or poor people, not just poor women, but poor people. They are giving the Lord literally everything that they got. Yeah, the poor helping out the poor. You know what I'm saying? You got a brother, he don't really have it like that, but he still pay for your food, man. He still clothe you. He living in a one studio apartment. He still say, "Hey, you come over to my place, man. It's all good." You know what I'm saying? And he know he ain't got it like that, right? He not riding in an expensive car, right? But he still say, "I'll give you a ride. It don't matter. It's cool." You know what I'm saying? That's giving charity. And literally, this poor woman giving it all that she had. She only had a little bit. She had 2 mites, which make a farthing, as it states in the book of Mark chapter 12. She had two mites, which make a farthing. She cast in all her living, and even though it was just relative to about let's say 2 pennies. Let's say she only had 2 pennies, she cast that into the Lord. She didn't care. She would spend it to her last mite, to her last dollar. But even though those rich men were giving a lot of money, let's say they were giving hundreds of dollars to the Lord, guess what? They were already rich. So that $100 that they were giving to the Lord, it didn't even, it's even though it's more than those 2 pennies, right? Even though it's more than those 2 pennies in currency, in value, it's not the same. If that makes sense. Because they already have it like that. So Drake giving $1 million to somebody is nothing, right? It's nothing. That little stack of money, for real. If you really think about it, this brother has damn near $300 million. That little stack of money, which how much you think that is? That little stack of money. How much you think? I
That's
don't even
probably
know.
not even 10%.
Yeah, come on. It's not even that. Yeah, it's like I'm led to believe that stack of money is like with like 1,000 or like 2,000, maybe. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Three, four. We'll even say 5,000. We even say 5,000, 10,000. Let's just put 10,000 up there. But I mean, that's nothing to him though. Literally, it's nothing. But 10,000 to me, then hey, that's hella. 10,000 to Yishmayah? What the hell? That's hella. So we see how that it's not a great act of might. You know, kind of.
All right.
Yeah,
The Lord had us dip off into charity for a minute, man. All praise to the
right.
Most.
Phrases.
All praises. Jumping back, this First Peter chapter 4 and verse number 9. It says, "Use hospitality one to another without grudging."
That's right. And we want to do it without grudging. And hospitality is just literally what we was going into. You know what I'm saying? Being hospitable, uh, receiving each other. I just got one quick account of that.
Come on, break it out, Ken.
All praises, man. Gotta get up into these accounts, Lord willing, man. This is Judges chapter 19 and verse number 16. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at even, which was also the Mount Ephraim. It's like Ephraim. And he sojourned in Gibeah, but the men of the place were Benjamites. And when he had lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street of the city. Wayfaring man meaning somebody that travels, right? And the old man said, whither goest thou? Whence comest thou? And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, toward the side of Mount Ephraim. From thence am I, and I went to Bethlehem, Judah. But I am now going to the house of the Lord, and there is no man that receiveth me to house. Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses, and there is bread and wine also for me, and for thy handmaid, and for the young man which is with thy servants. There is no want of anything. And the old man said, Peace be. It's like peace be with thee. He basically said, Shalom. Howsoever, let all thy wants lie upon me, only lodge thou not in the street. So he brought him into his house and gave provender unto the asses, and they washed their feet, and they eat and drink. You see that? So this old man, he don't know this wayfaring man, this man that's traveling. He doesn't know the family. You know what I'm saying? All he knows is that he's trying to get to the house of the Lord, right? That's all he knows. And so um this old man, right? Slakia, this old Israelite man is willing to bring him into the house. It says, the old man said, peace be with thee, howsoever, let all thy wants lie upon me. Right? So the water, the food, and I got you with everything. You need clothing, I got you. You know what I'm saying? You need lights, I got you. You need provender, I got you. All that stuff, I got you. It's all good. Let all thy wants lie upon me. Only lodge thou not in the street. You don't want your brother just out in the street. You know what I'm saying? The brother said, I don't have anywhere to go. I don't know where I'm gonna go. You know, let's say I come to ATL, right? Let's say I come to ATL. I'm like, man, I ain't got nowhere to go. I guess I'll just sit in these streets. And all the brothers just like, or let's say, hey, flip on this side. Let's say Yishmayah come all the way from Georgia. You know what I'm saying? He come all the way from Georgia and he come over here to Cali. And we laboring, and it's after camp, right? After camp, we hit Oakland, we hit Lake Merritt, right? After camp, so all praises. And the brother's like, man, I don't really got nowhere to stay for real. You know? I just say, hey, word, con. Well, I guess you're gonna have to, figure something out. But as for me, I'm out. I just leave the brother at Lake Merritt, man. Downtown Oakland at night. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You got freaks out there at night, man. Right? Literally, like spirits. You know what I'm saying? It's not safe at all. So, what how would I be a brother if I just let Yishmayah just be out there? He don't know where to go at all. He don't know Oakland. You know what I'm saying? He don't know the West Coast like that at all. So I wouldn't be a good brother. You know what I'm saying? I would be obligated if I can't bring him into my house for him to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I can't rest until I know that he's safe and through the spirit, right? Because that's my obligation to be charitable to my brother, right? So the Lord said, let all thy hospitality, you know what I'm saying, be without grudging. I can't grudge and be like, well, I don't really know Yishmael like that. So, you know what I'm saying? The Lord said without grudging. Or I don't really know this brother like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really going to give him food like that. I'm going to give Yishmael some food. I know him, but this brother, I don't know. He looked like an agent. I don't know. Brother, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But Khan, you got it, King.
Con, that's a beautiful point. Or even if I went all the way out to Cali, you feel me? And I was being prideful. Say, brother, don't worry about it, brother. No, I don't know. I restrict the brother Yasharala from being hospitable. I
See that?
restrict the brother Yasharala from giving alms. I restrict the brother Yasharala from doing what it is that the Lord commanded him to do. That would be all from my part. I want to get this account in the book of Acts, chapter 16 and verse number 13. It says, and on the Sabbath, we went out of the city by a riverside where prayer was wont to be made, and we sat down and spake unto the women which resorted thither. And a certain woman named Lydia, a seller of purple of the city of Thyatira, which worshiped God, heard us, whose heart the Lord opened, that she attended unto the things which were spoken of Paul. Verse 15 is the point. And when she was baptized and her household, she besought us, saying, if ye have judged me to be faithful to the Lord, come into my house and abide there. And she constrained us. You feel me? So you had this sister, she constrained the apostles. Said, no, hey, I have the bedding, I have the food, I have all this set out. You're staying here, and it is what it is, right? Baba Kasha, I'm led to believe her and her husband, Baba Kasha. You just baptized me and my entire family. This is the least that I can do. Don't worry about it. Would you like your feet washed? Would you like this? If you want to shower and bathe, you go this way. The bathroom is this way. If you need anything here, da 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 da. I'm sure she was bringing refreshments. Hey, that's the type of hospitality that we need in the last days, and that's from a sister. She constrained them, right? So let's say the brother Yasharala do come out here. And he hitting brothers up and he scratching the head. Hey, Akim, I did come out here, man. I did have a plan, but my plan backfired. I don't have nowhere else to stay. And nobody else could do it. And hey, it's my job, to step in, or it's another brother's job, step in. Hey, Yasharala, come on, man. Hey, I have a car. We can sleep in the car together. It is what it is. Now, hey, if Yasharala said, well, hey, I don't have nowhere else to stay, but Yasharala chose in his mind not to let anybody know, guess what? That's on Yasharala. Yasharala is going off. And when brothers find out that Yasharala did something like that, he would have to be smitten by the righteous. You know, if you have this to hear.
Yeah, that's
So,
right. Right.
it goes both ways, man. You can't restrict brothers and sisters from being hospitable, and you yourself, you have to be, or at least extend your hand to be hospitable, all in the same breath. It goes hand in hand. But that's it on that, King.
Con. Beautiful points. That's right. That's right. But yeah, con. That's it on that. We can keep going on that.
This First Peter chapter 4:10. As every man hath received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God.
That's a fire precept. That's right. As every man have received a gift. You see that? Even so minister the same one to another. As good stewards, and a steward is another word for a servant. I mean, we just servants in this thing, right? At the end of the day. So we know that everyone has their own gift, a lot of gifts. Certain brothers may have multiple gifts. This brother Yishmayah, man, he got a lot of gifts. He got more gifts than Christmas. He got ears to hear. He got more gifts than Purim. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
all.
But you see that? But hey, that's all praise to the Most High. You know. So, but the Lord, he gives gifts to men, right? I'm gonna get one quick precept on that. Um, and it's all for the matification, right, of Yahweh Shemina Bashah at the end of the day. You know, the Lord, he might give me the gift, you know what I'm saying, or a certain gift. Hey, guess what? I got to use that thing, you know. This is the book of this is Ephesians, right? See it, con. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse number 8. It says, it's like I'm gonna go to 7. But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Mahashiach. Wherefore he said, when he ascended up on, it's like he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men. So the Lord, he gave gifts unto men. Now is that talking about your Christmas gifts, like some socks or what they begin new PS5, right? That's the gift that the Lord gave you. It's a PS5 or a Xbox or the new game or some Jordans. That's the gift that the Lord gave you. It's wrapped in a ribbon like that. You have to unravel it in a box, and then within that box is another box. Within that box is another box. And you finally get to the present, right? You're like, oh, okay. Or is that what is that going into? Or what's that gift going into? That gift is going into. I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna get down to verse 11. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers. So that might be your gift, to have the gift of knowledge, gift of prophecy, a gift of evangelizing. Whenever you evangelize, you bring in a lot of sheep, and that's your gift, man. Right? And so you got to use that thing for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Mahashiach. So it's all for the perfecting of the saints. It's all for the edifying of the body of Mahashiach. It says, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Mahashiach. You see that? Until, because we all a body. So when we all use our different talents and different gifts and we come together, we come and turn into a perfect man, right? But you got it, King.
Yeah, that's a beautiful precept, King. Beautiful precept. And let me get this in Romans 12, the classic. Get this precept. This Romans chapter 12 and verse number 4. Right, Romans 12 and 4. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one members one of another. So the same way that you have different members of this physical body, all these members, they work together, right? Your fingers, they don't just do whatever the hell they want when your arm wants to do something different. You feel me? Or at least they shouldn't. And if they do, then maybe there needs to be supplication and prayers given unto the Most High God. right? Nonetheless, these different members of this body, they're supposed to be an aid one to another, right? When you have a damn itch on your back, you feel me? You use your hand, you use your arm, and you reach back that to make sure your back is straight. You feel me? When you have certain things that you gotta take care of, and you use certain members to be able to do so. You feel me? Hand-eye coordination, your hands and your eyes work together. You feel me? Hearing, right? For the benefit of the body. All these things, they work hand in hand to be able to promote the wellness of a state, for the entire body. And that's all it is. Right. But that's it on that, King.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Beautiful points.
Uh,
Gone. Yeah, we can get going.
Go on. This First Peter chapter 4 and 11.
11.
It's like it. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
That's right. And that's pretty plain. We always bring that out. If any man speak, let him speak as an oracle of God, right? Got a quick precept. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So it's best to speak according to this word, all right? Because anything outside of that, we start getting outside of the word, we start, going into a rabbit hole and a cesspool of just different things. Now you going all the way over here, and what I'm saying, you on the broad path to destruction. So it's best to just stick with the words of the Lord. All right, Lacan, you got it.
That's right. Reading on.
Come.
First Peter chapter 4 and verse number 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
Come.
You want me to read on?
Oh yeah, come. We're just gonna read into, because we gotta kind of speed it up a little bit. So we just gonna read. We're gonna read till verse 14. We're gonna break it down like that.
Verse number 13. But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be reviled, or it's like it, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. If ye be approached for the name of Hamashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and God, Slakia, and of God resteth upon you. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified.
And those are very, very fire verses, man. And verses that should be on repeat whenever we're in that furnace of affliction. The Lord said, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. And that hit me one time, man. I literally read that. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Because I thought, I was like, damn, what the hell's going on? Why am I being put in this furnace of fire? I'm being melted in here. You know what I'm saying? Damn there. Right? The Lord said, don't think that's strange. Because what? In verse 13 it says, but rejoice in as much as you are partakers of Mahashiach's suffering. You know what I'm saying? Really, this truth is about your mindset for real. You know what I'm saying? That mindset. Are you going to have a mindset of a winner? You're going to have that mindset of being optimistic, or you're going to have that mindset of being a pessimist, right? You just take everything badly. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I just lost my job, man. Damn, that's judgment, man. I know the Lord judging me, man. I'm not a man of the Lord, man. I can't, you know what I'm saying? That's you being a pessimist, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man. This and the third. The Lord, I don't think the Lord really loved me for real, man. Like, I don't know, man. Why am I even doing this? And then you just go back into the world. You see how your mindset will lead you to destruction for real. But if you had that mindset of Yahweh Shai, you had the mindset of your righteous forefathers, anything that happens to you, you'll give it. You go and praise the name of the Lord. If you are you optimistic about certain things, or if you're optimistic, nothing's really going to put you down for real. If you have that mindset of always wanting and striving and fighting like a soldier, you know what I'm saying? Going back to the first precept in First Peter chapter 4. Arm yourself with the mind of Mahashiach Yahushua. Yahushua didn't have a pessimistic attitude. You know what I'm saying? It was just woe is me, spirit, woe is me, spirit. He always looked forward to the kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? His mind was set on the goal and the reward that comes with it, right? So, you know what I'm saying? What kind you got, a king?
Yeah, that's plain, man. That's plain. The
Uh,
fiery trial, the things that the Lord set out for you to go through when you first came into this world. Because believe it or not, you signed a contract. The moment that you repented, the moment you called upon the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the moment that you declared that you wanted to live a righteous lifestyle, this is what you signed up for. You signed up for the life of Christ, essentially.
right.
You signed up to be persecuted. You signed up to be ridiculed. You signed up, right, to be hated upon. And it is what it is. And you have to rejoice. And as Sirach, the second chapter says, take these things cheerfully. Because if you arm yourself with that mind of Christ that the brother Yasharala was just going into, you understand the fact that you're a partaker of the same sufferings of Hamashiach Yahushua. Right? I want to see if I could get that precept real quick. Right. Salakia. See if I can grab that. Right. Believe that's I think that's Hebrews. This is Hebrews chapter 13 and verse number 14. For we are made partakers of Hamashiach if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end.
To the
So
end. Right.
we have to literally keep in mind that we're being made partakers of the same sufferings that our Lord went through. And that should be the thought process. Hold on. Before you get down, before you lose your integrity and curse God and die, as Job's wife insisted for Job to do, before you do any of those things, guess what? You should think of a Mashiach Yahusha. You should take 2 steps back in patience of spirit. Say, hold on. Hamashiach was ridiculed. Hold on.
Right.
Hamashiach Yahusha's family, they didn't show love to him. Okay, Yahusha was beaten. Okay, Yahusha spoke boldly. Okay, hold on. And I'm going through the same things. And I know Yahushua is the King of Kings. Yahushua sits on the right hand of the Most High God. Yahushua defeated death. Yahushua is going to have dominion over the whole earth. Yahushua set all things under his feet. Yahushua, he's going to be a ruler. Yahushua is going to be all these things. That's what we should be thinking of. Well, hey, the Lord went through it. I'm going through it. And if I go through these things, I can be a partaker not only of the same sufferings that my Lord went through, but also the same glory. But Khan, that's it on that, King.
That's right. That's right. Beautiful precept. And also, I'm thinking about that precept too, of how, because in verse 14 it says, and if you be reproached for the name of Mahashiach, happy are ye, for the spirit of glory and of God rested upon you. On their part he is evil spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. So yeah, they're speaking down on the Son of Man. You know what I'm saying? They're speaking down on Yahushua, literally. On their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is glorified. You see that? Yahushua is being glorified when we're going through it. You know what I'm saying? The Most High is being glorified when we're put in the furnace. Because the Lord commands us to be happy in that day. The Lord said, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low state. That's a commandment. He says to take it cheerfully. You know what I'm saying? And be patient. In that fire, you got to be patient, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be hyperventilating. God forbid we don't do it. We can't hyperventilate. Start, damn, now you pass out. Now you die, bro. You gotta take that patiently, right? Let me get this real quick. Malachi, right? That burn, right? It's Malachi chapter 3 and verse number 3. And he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. You see that? So we all have to on a spiritual level, we're the sons of Levi, if God is here. The Lord said he has made us a kingdom or a nation of kings and priests. So we're spiritual priests on a spiritual level, you know. And so if that's the case, the Lord, he has to sit and literally refine us as silver is refined and gold. Tried in the fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Going through affliction, right? In order to get to the kingdom of heaven. Because no damn thug, killer, drug abuser, no hoe, harlot, FNF, right? Harlot is getting into the kingdom, right? No, no, it's not happening with the Lord. You have to go through the fire in order for you to be purified, so you be even worthy to set foot in that kingdom. Because
Uh-huh. That's right.
that's right.
That's right, man. Reading on, this is First Peter chapter 4 and verse number 15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other men's matters.
So on the flip side, we don't want to suffer as an evildoer. You know what I'm saying? You suffering, you going through it. Man, I just lost my car. I got fired at my job, bro. And you know what I'm saying, my wife, she cheated on me, and my children, you know what I'm saying, they got taken away from me. Man, I'm going through it. I must be a prophet back on the earth. I must be a servant of the Lord. I mean, look at my affliction. Now you comparing afflictions with other brothers. What's going on? What you got? Did you look? Yes, sir, brothers. Oh damn, for real? You say you going through it? Well, I just lost my car out and my job, and my woman committed adultery. You know what I'm saying? Now you bragging about your affliction. Now you comparing afflictions, brother. What are you talking about? And you doing all this, you suffering affliction. You wonder why you suffering affliction, brother. You just got back from murdering somebody. You just got back from taking somebody's watch. You just got back from committing adultery, brother. Last week. What are you talking about? I'm going through it. I'm a prophet of the Lord, bro. Right? Well, you just committed adultery. What are you talking about? So we don't want to suffer as an evil doer, but rather as a doer of the work of the Lord, right? But Khan, you got it, King.
Con, I want to get this. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
That's right.
So in those type of moments when you are catching affliction, you have to be able to discern where that judgment is coming from. Right?
That's
Like the
right.
brother said, you should be able to tell if the judgment that you're going through is for righteousness' sake or it's because you've been going off. Right? And if you cannot discern that, then that's like that's a problem. Like the brother said, cross comparing and analyzing afflictions amongst the brotherhood. And you love Hebrews the 12th chapter. You read Hebrews 12 every day. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. That's all you keep telling yourself. Smiting on your chest as you continue to sin. I'm still a
Yeah.
child of God, though. This is just affliction. All right. I'm catching hell. I'm golden. That's all you keep. You scream to yourself. You keep telling yourself I'm golden. Why
Right.
you catching hell? Nah, man. Hey, when you catching hell for wickedness, hey, you should be putting them damn ashes upon your head. You feel me? Let me get this piece up in the
Right.
book of Baruch. Right? You shouldn't be happy. You shouldn't be, dang, all praise to the Most High. You shouldn't be doing none of that. You should be weeping in sorrow. This is Baruch chapter 1 and 5. Whereupon they wept, fasted, and prayed before the Lord. That's what you should be doing if this judgment that you're catching is not for righteousness' sake. Right? But that's it on that, King.
Khan, that's right. That's right. And that reminded me of a precept, man. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 14. In the day of prosperity, be joyful, but in the day of adversity, consider. You see that? God also has set the one over against the other to the end that man should find nothing after him. So the Lord said in the day of prosperity, be joyful, man. You know what I'm saying? You let's say, you know what I'm saying, day of prosperity could be anything for real. You had a good camp, hey, all praise to the most high, man. You know what I'm saying? You got all your reading done, you got all your studying done. It was a good day. Hey, all praise to the most high. That's the day of prosperity right there. or maybe you just graduated college, high school, whatever. Hey, that's all praises. It says what? But in a day of adversity, consider. So when you catching hell, the Lord said, consider that. Consider what? Examine yourself, see if that's judgment. Now, anything could be judgment. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord can still be judging you for your past sins in your past life, man. So we never know. But at the same time, you want to judge it, you want to make that good judgment of yourself, right? And examine yourself whether or not is that judgment or is it chastisement. What could it be? You know what I'm saying? Am I committing fornication every damn day? That's why I'm catching hell. Or is it because the Lord is chastising me and showing me that I am his son? You know what I'm saying? Am I going the hell off and freaking on every woman I see? That's why I'm catching hell. Or is it because I'm keeping the commandments and this is just Satan's hand heavy upon me? Right? So you got to be able to, and the only way you can do that is a prayer, the Lord revealing that to you. In John 13, verse 7, it says, the Lord said, what I do unto you, thou should, I got to pull it now. See that? This is the book of John 13, verse 7. It says, Yahweh shall answer and said unto him, what I do, thou doest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. So certain times when you're in the flame, in the furnace affliction, you may not understand why the Lord is doing it to you. You might be like, well, it could be judgment, but at the same time, it could be chastisement. I'm not sure. The Lord said, you don't know what I'm doing to you right now, but you're going to know hereafter. You're going to know. It's going to occur to you when you look back at it. You know what I'm saying? But God, the Lord said, hey, God, the Lord, hey, said, order thy way right. God, that's right.
That's a beautiful point, King. Beautiful point. I'm going to grab one more precept on that. Sirach 21:7. An eloquent man is known far and near, but a man of understanding knoweth when he slippeth. So a man of understanding, he's going to be able to look in the mirror and knows when he's slipping. Okay, look, hey, I haven't fasted in the last 2 weeks. This is why I just fell by this demon, right? I haven't been teaching my loved ones. I haven't taught my children. I haven't taught my rib. Well, guess what? This is why, there's a lot more rebellion in the household. You feel me?
Right.
Hey, I haven't prayed to the Most High in X amount of hours, X amount of days, like I should. This is the reason why. So you got to know when you slip too, right? But going back to First Peter chapter 4 and verse number 16, it says, "Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him let him glorify God on his behalf, on this behalf."
So, hey, oh, you said what?
I said my bad. I butchered it.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, con. I was just saying, so now we gotta hold up. So that mean we're Christians, huh? That mean we're Christians. You see, you see that? Hey, yes, the word Christian is actually in the Bible. We understand that. In Acts, I think in Acts is the first appearance of the word Christian. It said they were first called Christians at Antioch, right? But the thing is, remember, we can't conflate Christian with Christianity. These two terms are totally different because in its original sense, Christian literally means, follower of Christ, right? A follower of Christ. You're imitating Mahashiach Yahushua. You're a Christian. And I'm led to believe also, as it is stated in history, that that term Christian wasn't even made. The apostles didn't make that word, essentially. It was given to the apostles as a like a way to, it's like a derogatory term. Oh, you a Christian. You following Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because it was mocking us. So, Christians nowadays, they take that word, and you don't want to conflate, you know what I'm saying? When you see that word Christian, you don't want to think about Eric not him. Damn Pastor TD Jakes. You don't want to, that's not a Christian. Because a true Christian follows Christ. All right. True Christian follows Christ. I'm gonna get a quick precept on that. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 1. Be ye therefore followers of God as dear children. So I'm gonna pull that word up real quick. All for the edification, right? So A true Christian is going to follow Christ. This is the book of Ephesians 4 and 1, right? So, Oslakia 5 and 1, right? Followers of God, right? So, followers, right? What does it mean to follow? An imitator. Oh, okay. So, if I'm imitating Mahashiach Yahushua, if I'm imitating Christ, that means I'm trying to do everything that he did, right? That's what that means, right? So if Christ kept the law, pursuant to the book of John, chapter 15, verse 10, that means I have to keep the law because I'm imitating Mahashiach Yahushua. So, I mean, you just put two together, it makes sense. God.
That's a beautiful cut, man. Hey, the brother just put me on too, man. Oh, praise it to the Most High, man. Brother went into the word. Hey, a follower is an imitator. And that's hard. Praise
All praises.
All right. Reading on 1 Peter 4 and 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God?
Yeah, that's right. So it's like, and let's read verse 18 too, so we can get, to
God. It says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
God. So that's crazy, and I think about that precept too. Like, if we understand that judgment is going to begin at the house of God, we know we are the house of God, right? That's pursuant to the book of Luke 17, verse 20. The kingdom of God is within you, right? 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16. You know what I'm saying? The temple of the Most High is in us, right? We are the temple of the Lord. 1 Corinthians 3, verse 16. So we understand that we are the house of the Most High. Guess what the Lord said? We're first in line for the judgment. Pursuant to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, and verse 5 on down, the angels, when they were judging Jerusalem, they didn't start with the young, they started with the elders, right? They started with the men that were by the house of the Lord, because they're the ones, even within Israel, that's going to be first judged. So, namely, us in the truth, we were first in line in the judgment. It's not Esau. If it was up to me, I'd put Esau in the front of the line. Hey, Moab, hey, get back. We're gonna deal with you later, bro. We're gonna deal with you. Moab, you kind of get over there. Esau, you first in the line, bro. But according to the Lord, guess what? It's actually Israel that's front of the line. Because at the end of the day, Israel was made to be a light unto the nations. Now that don't mean the nation can be saved and people damn start you know. But that means that look, Israel is on top, and Israel has to be a teacher unto the nations and set them in order. So if that's the case, the Lord holds us to a higher standard, right? So, hey, so that means that we have to walk on our 10 toes, man, for real. We have to stay on our 10 toes and walk on eggshells, as they say. What kind you got it, King?
Yeah, that's a beautiful point, Malak. It's just like if you have children, right? The first child that you're gonna be obligated to discipline and get his mind right and set him right is the child that comes from you. Now if there's other kids cutting up in your crib too, they're gonna get the consequences and repercussions also. But the first one that should know better because they live up under that roof is your own child. And it's the same thing with the Most High God. So the Most High, he's going to bring judgment. There's going to be judgment placed upon all nations. All right. And for the nation of Israel, you're only going to have a remnant that is going to receive salvation. And then for the other nations, you're only going to have a remnant that is going to be preserved to conduct themselves as servants unto the nation of Israel. So there's all types of consequences and repercussions that are going to play themselves out upon the face of the earth. But we have to understand that it is and it will begin at the nation of Israel. And as it says verse 18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved. So the righteous are going to scarcely be saved. I want to get this quick precept. This is Job chapter 19 and verse number 20. It reads, my bone cleaveth to my skin and to my flesh, and I am escaped with the skin of my teeth. You see that? So Job, on a spiritual level, you can apply that. Job is the elect. They go through the afflictions, right? They were at a higher state, they were brought low, but in the end, the Lord is going to give them double fold. The Lord is going to give them manyfold. So on a spiritual level, Job is a representation of the elect of the
Yep.
nation of Israel. And Job said, my bone cleaveth to my skin and to my flesh, and I am escaped with the skin of my teeth. So Job, he said, hey, he's only going to escape the afflictions by the skin of his teeth. That's a worldly saying. You feel me? You wonder where these sayings come from. They come from the Bible. You feel me? And
Yeah.
that, hey, Job said, I was saved by the skin of my teeth. So the righteous, they're going to scarcely be saved. So how much more, if you're kind of treading that line between, being on fire and being cold. If you're playing both sides. If the righteous are going to scarcely be saved, and you're not conducting yourself in the ways of righteousness, you might as well go back into the world essentially, right? But Khan, that's it on that.
Hey, Con, plain. I got this precept on that too. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 8, verse 3. There be many created, but few shall be saved. You see that? So there's many people that's created. And I was just talking to a brother about that not too long ago, man. I was like, damn, 2/3 is a lot of people, man. For real. 2/3 is a lot of people. Because, and I'm not saying I'm just definite 1/3. I'd be 2/3 too. But I'm just saying, hey, 2/3 is a lot of people. Because there's many that's created, but only few is going to be saved. For real. Only few. The Lord said only few, you know? So there could be people, you know what I'm saying, that wear fringes, that have Bibles, that have that bear the name Yahweh on their shirt, and they scream Kwam Yasharala, but they still won't be saved, man. That don't guarantee nothing for real. Just because we on this live stream and we have the wisdom that the Lord gave us, it don't guarantee us a spot in the chariot. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So we understand that. So the Lord said there be many created, but few shall be saved, and the righteous will scarcely be saved. That's scary. And Peter said, if the righteous scarcely be saved, and that's another point too, real quick. If the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So if the righteous barely getting out of here, and the ungodly and the sinner, they're nowhere to be found. They're going to be dust and ashes. You know what I'm saying? Thus said the Most High, right? But come.
Khan. Reading on, First Peter chapter 4 and verse 19. Wherefore, let them suffer according to the will of God. Commit. Salakia, I'll read that again from the top. It says, wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their souls to him in well doing as unto a faithful creator.
And that's I mean, he damn near summed up the whole chapter in that one verse. Because he said, wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High, meaning you doing everything and being tried through the fire and all this other stuff, commit the keeping of their souls to him in well doing as unto a faithful creator. Meaning you're securing your soul. You're not letting things get into it. You know what I'm saying? You're not letting Satan get to you. You're not letting that philosophy or that woman, right, or your job get entering in and you know what I'm saying, fall out the truth. You're not letting that happen. You're keeping your soul in well doing as unto a faithful creator, man. You know what I'm saying? You had something on that?
Con. I want to find this in the book of Luke real quick.
Come
Bear with me.
on, you got it.
This precept from the cut. Right. If you got something, King, you can bring it out.
Come on, I got a quick precept. This is the book of Ephesians, right? I'm gonna get this one. This book of Ephesians, chapter 6, and verse number 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So that's what the Lord said. You know, put on that whole armor of the Most High, because there's going to be a lot of fiery darts that shoot against us. So the only way we can deflect them is by putting on the whole armor of the Most High, right? Literally, you know what I'm saying? And that's the way we wouldn't be able to remain steadfast in this world, man. There's going to be a lot of things try to entering in and corrupt us, corrupt our spirit, right? Um, this is the book of Hebrews chapter 6, verse 8. But that which beareth thorns and briars is rejected and is nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burned. And what's those thorns and briars? It's going into Esau's false philosophy, doctrine, and commandment of men, right? And those thorns and those briars is going to be rejected and cast out. But you don't want those thorns and those briars to entering into your spirit, man, into your holy body, your holy temple. You know what I'm saying? Khan, you got your precept?
Khan, this is Luke chapter 23 and 46. And when Yahushua had cried with a loud voice, he said, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. And having said thus, he gave up the ghost. So even Hamashiach Yahushua, he commended and committed his spirit unto the heavenly Father, which is, of course, something that we should do if we're followers of Christ or imitators of Christ, as we just went into in Ephesians 4 and 1. So it's the same exact thing. It's the exact same thing. All right. So I'm gonna read 1 Peter 4:19 again. Wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of God commit the keeping of their souls to him in well doing. All right. So, like the brother said, preserving ourselves, protecting ourselves, setting up a hedge about our spirits so that really we don't get our own names blotted out. But
Khan, that's right. That's right. Khan, with that, all praises to Yahweh. By Shema Mashak Mamalaki Havashah. That's First Peter chapter 4. Breakdown, man, in depthly through the spirit, man. Took about two hours and 36 minutes, man. All praise to the Most High. All praises, man. Going into this, that, and the third. Really touching on our lives in its truth, for real. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like how Brother Yishmayah say in a song, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. I'm not even gonna cut. I'm not even gonna hold you. It ain't even easy. Hey, that's fire though. It's all praise. But kind of with that, we can bring our closing presets real quick. Let's go closing presets.
I'll bring this out first, King. You can close it up. This is 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse number 12. Wherefore I will not be negligent to put you always in remembrance of these things, though ye know them and be established in the present truth. So we can't be negligent to remind brothers and sisters to remain hospitable. Right? I want brothers and sisters to remind me to be hospitable, to be given unto charity, to watch for prayer, to make sure that I'm suffering for a Mashiach's sake and not as an evildoer. Right, to make sure that I'm not living in the flesh and in the lust of man, but more so living for the will of God. We have to continue to put each other in remembrance of these things, though we may know them. Because the brother Yasharala, he said to me, it may have been before the call. He said, "Man, I have to go over certain precepts because if I don't, man, hey, it's like you'll just forget them." So I had to continue to go over precepts, right, and remain diligent in doing so. Right, so that these things don't slip. And unfortunately, you cannot eat everything at the same time in the Bible, right? It takes a minute to be able to digest the things that wisdom puts on your plate. So sometimes you may eat meat, sometimes you may drink the milk, sometimes you may have you a nice refreshing glass of water, right? The Lord said, hey, you may get into your bread. You may eat the bread, or you may take a break from all of that and want something sweet and eat of the honey. So you can't eat everything at the same time. You can't stuff your face. You feel me? So certain things you may be getting caught up eating the meat, but you neglect the bread, you neglect the milk, you neglect the water. And we can't do that. And even when we do that, we have to have each other, right, brothers and sisters that are built up through the scriptures that bring these things to our remembrance so that we can continue to press forward. But Khan, that's it on that, King.
Khan. Beautiful, beautiful closing out, man. All praise to the Most High. Khan. I got this precept to close out. This is the book of First Corinthians chapter 15, verse 57, man. Right? It says, "But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahushua Mahasiach, man. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord." And as simple as that. right? All the little laboring that you're doing, the videos that you watch, the clubhouses that you were in, right? The videos that you've done, man. 2 hour long video. All that stuff is just adding on to your labor, right? Nothing is in vain, man. Even that one chapter that you read, that verse that you're meditating upon, all that stuff is just adding on to it, right? Adding on to it. So the Lord said, for as much as you know your labor is not in vain in the Lord, as long as it is in the Lord, it's not in vain. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, to all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips tendeth only to penury.
That's
We
right.
could just be talking about it all day. We can talk about, being on fire. We gotta be on fire. We gotta shake the hand. We gotta give charity. We gotta give alms. We gotta pray. If we're not doing it, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. This truth is about living, right? So all praises to Yahweh. Ba'ashim Mashak Wamalaki Yahweh Shah, man. You have anything else on that, King?
La
Con with that. We'd like to close out. Give him, of course, all on the glory and praise and see how we should have a shot again. It's brother Yasharala.
Come, brother Yishmayah.
Con coming back to yet another video to the Spirit Pod Yahweh by Shema Mashak Wamalaki Yahweh Shah. The water for tuning in. All praise to the Most High again. Shalom.